Nothing in life is fair. If you have to, like if you're trying to teach your kids why life isn't fair, just show them Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. It's not fair. On today's Pardon My Take, football, week 13. We're going to talk about every game from Sunday. The crown jewel. The Max haters are going to have a great time. Lions back on track. We also are going to do fastest 2 minutes as always. And because it was a crazy weekend in college football, championship weekend, the playoff is set. We will be discussing that and how Florida State got screwed. So great Monday show for everyone. Football. It's all brought to you by our friends at Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Rich and smooth, Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. New smooth to the core, Proper Number 12 Irish Apple. New crisp and fresh, Proper Number 12 Irish Apple. It's founded by Conor McGregor. For every bottle sold, a donation is made to support our brave first responders. I've been drinking Proper Number 12 Irish Apple every single weekend with the college football show. It is delicious. It's the perfect football whiskey. It's a perfect tailgate whiskey. It is whiskey season. Thanksgiving to Christmas, it's whiskey every night. So shoot your shot of Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Pour the roar. Order your bottle of Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey from Drizzly and try that new crisp and fresh Proper Number 12 Irish Apple. It is absolutely delicious, and it is whiskey season, so get it right now. Pour the roar and order your bottle of Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey from Drizzly today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Monday, December 4th, and it's week 13. Tick, 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 tick. One more. Oh, gonna get him. Thump spread. We start in Texas, where I'm proud to be an American, where I might be MVP. As the Texans took on the Broncos and ran the annexation of Puerto Rico, Collins to the tune of 191 yards and a touchdown. Tank Dell saw Brad Pitt's acting in the movie Fury and said, break a leg.
Too soon, boom.
The game came down to the last drive as Russell Wilson went back to pass and, Ward, what is it good for? Stopping Cortland Sutton. Say it again now as the Texans win with a walk-off interception. Texans 22, Broncos 17.
Over to Ryle John, Maryland, where it was a disturbing performance from the Commanders as Tyreek got down with the quickness and the quarterback said, two, Sam, can I buy a vowel and try to solve a puzzle? Is it IOU a new head coach? Andrew Van Pinkle was a light-colored streak through the red zone as he scored on a first-half pick six, and Riverboat Ron looks like he's about to be out to sea. The Dolphins, 45. The Commanders, 15.
In Pittsburgh, where the Arizona Cardinals got murrayed, as Jonathan Gannon said to his quarterback and tight end, you now may kiss McBride. LeBron James told us not to use the word bitch this weekend, but he never said anything about Mitch, as Trubisky came in relief for Pickett after multiple rain delays. The Steelers trying to rally late, but James Conor McGregor knocked them out, leaving the Steelers looking like a dead mascot clinging on to its former glory. Speaking of Conor McGregor, buy your Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey today. Cardinals 24, Steelers 10.
Over to the Music City, where Gardner, many men wish death upon me. Minshew might be the second-string quarterback, but that equals 50 Cent, and he was popping them things in overtime against the Titans. Ryan Bonehouse suffered a brothel injury as back-to-back punts were blocked, changing the course of the game. Michael Sarah Pittman gave a super bad ending for Titans fans in overtime as the Colts walked off with a touchdown. Colts 31, the Titans 28.
We now get to our program of games that were absolutely horrible to watch and no one ever wants a recap for. First up, Falcons Jets with our correspondent Memes in Meadowlands.
We head up to MetLife where Arthur A. Smith told the Jets, stay off the touchdowns. My J. Cole Pruitt was yelling, get off my dick, after scoring the only touchdown of the afternoon. Robert Murtaugh Salah turned to Xavier Mel Gibson and said, I'm getting too old for this shit. Simeon. Rogers died for our Simeons. Beep boop bop. You are dead. Simeon. Falcons 13, Jets 8.
That one was terrible, but we got an even worse game. We're going up to Foxborough with Henry Lockwood for the Chargers and the Patriots.
Over to Gillette, where a shootout took place the likes of which New Englanders haven't seen since the American Revolution. Bryce Hall Behringer said he's not a fighter. He was never a fighter after putting up his best shot at total punting yards in the game, but ultimately coming up short to J.K. Rowling Scott, who lit up the scoreboard with the Lumos spell for a total of 367 yards punting on the day. Speaking of J.K. Rowling, Cameron Dick Herr identified as he/him after knocking in 2 field goals, including the game winner. New England 0, the San Diego Superchargers 6.
We go out west, where the New York Jet hasn't landed quite yet as Joe Sacco got canceled late. The Rams ran the Aeropostale raid offense with their puka necklaces as Cooper Cup of Noodles chipped in, having the sidelines cheer like raw men. John Johnson, whose name literally translates to glory hole, stuck his head through the wall and sucked away a deep ball, and Browns lose as LA takes down Cleveland 36-19. We now go over to the city of brotherly love with our chief Eagles correspondent, our Birdman, Max.
We head over to Philadelphia, where the 49ers won the Super Bowl in Week 13. Big Dom Toretto DeSandro took it personally when Dre Greenlaw tried to threaten the family, but the Birds were unable to fight for his honor. A.J. Soprano Brown returned to his dominant self, but was left looking at his final stat line saying, so what, no fucking TD now? 1, 2, 3 Bo Samuels backed up his shit talk by scoring a trio of touchdowns against the trash Philly secondary and ultimately smushed the Birds. 2-seed 49ers, 42, 1-seed Eagles, 19.
Boom. You develop a little bit of an Italian accent over there, Boom?
Hey.
I mean, it was kind of an Italian show there.
Yeah. That was a little biased there, you Boom. A little biased.
Oh, no, I'm just reporting the facts.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston down in NOLA, such a fine sight to see. It's Jared Goff, my lord, throwing Sam Laporte. The Lions looking good at 9-3. Put your nuts in the sea cap. They're biting kneecaps. And just like always, this song ends our recap.
The Lions go marching 33-28. And that is the fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you. With exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views, the Chevy Silverado ZR2 and the Silverado HD ZR2 are family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com, check out the Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. We love Chevy. Chevy is one of our favorite sponsors. If you're a truck person or thinking about becoming a truck person, do it with Chevy, one of the greatest sponsors of Pardon My Take history. Chevy.com. Do it now, Chevy.com. Okay, week 13 in the books. We're watching right now Packers, Chiefs, which we will talk about at the end. And it's bullshit right now because Jordan Love just keeps throwing balls up and they somehow get completed. I also want to say that I love the new wrinkle that we do where whenever someone in this room has a bad loss, they have to write a boomer about it because Max memes, Hank, great job.
Yeah.
Great job all around.
Truly. Max, I laughed out loud at some of your Sopranos stuff. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No
what? No fucking
TD?
TD?
You know, there was one moment today in the Eagles game where Max actually got mad at AJ, and he goes, "Fucking AJ!"
Yeah.
And he sounded like Tony Soprano.
Sounded exactly like
it was awesome, and he didn't even realize it.
That's what made me think of it.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to talk about every game. We also going to talk college football this week on Monday's show because a lot went on, so that deserves some time. But let's start. Let's dive right in to Sunday, which we'll just be honest, there wasn't like a ton of great football being played.
There were a couple good games. The Texans-Broncos game was pretty good at the end. The Saints tried to make it a good game against the Lions.
So that was the first game I listed. Those are the two first games.
Yeah,
so
those are the best ones.
I had Lions 33, Saints 28. First game listed, the Lions jumped out to a 21-0 lead in like 6.5 minutes. The Saints, I got very frustrated. We actually were watching the game, and I was like, get the Saints off the main TV. I can't watch them anymore with sound because they're so frustrating to watch. But the Lions defense will keep any team in the game, and it looked for a second there like they were going to blow like the perfect start to a game, but they hold on. They're 9-3. They are I think I can never do the math. It's not as simple as it feels like it's not as simple as baseball, even though it's the exact same math.
The magic number?
Yeah, they're like I think their magic number might be 5.
Well, the Lions have now officially won the NFC South. Because
yes,
they beat every team in the NFC South this year.
Yes, but they are on the precipice at 9-3, and the second place teams being 6-6 in the Vikings and possibly 6-6 in the Packers. So they are on the precipice of having their first home playoff game since 1993.
The tricky part is that they still have 2 games left against the Vikings.
Yes.
So we have to watch out for that. But yeah, the Lions, it felt like the game was over after like 6 minutes into the game. I've changed my mind. So as we're not Saints fans, so it's very easy for us to say just put Jameis Winston in the game all the time because he's more entertaining for us to watch as somebody that doesn't have a dog in the fight. If I was a Saints fan, I would still want Derek Carr out, but they should just let that offense run through Taysom Hill all the time.
Yeah.
There's nobody like him in the NFL. He seems to be effective at moving the chains. The offense is something that like you can't really prepare for that well. It's like facing the triple option if you're in college. If you have a Taysom Hill game, like you haven't played an offense like that all season, and Taysom Hill is good enough at being a quarterback and good enough running with the football where I feel like he would be a much better starter than Derek Carr.
And I also think that Taysom Hill, there's a human element to Taysom Hill that a defense probably would just get so sick of guarding him because it's either a pass, he's okay as a passer, but when he runs, he's just going to try to run everyone over.
Yeah.
And at some point, it feels like Taysom Hill never runs out of energy. But yeah, I agree. It's the Saints just have to admit that they suck and they have to start blowing everything up because the Saints have been doing this for it. Started at the end of the Breeze era, and it's been going on ever since, where they just continually kick the can down the road. The Saints are next year. They're going to be $71 million over the cap.
Oh, the Saints!
I don't even know how that's possible.
The Saints are always in cap hell. They've been in cap hell for the last 6 years.
But why wouldn't they just start trading people?
I don't know. The cap doesn't exist.
Start cutting. Start trading. Just reset everything. I don't know. Like if you're a Saints fan, you have to want a fresh restart because they've been holding on for what feels like a decade now to a lot of the same pieces. And yeah, they got robbed in the NFC Championship game when, the Rams and the pass interference and everything. There were moments where they were close. But at this point, it feels like it's like this party's been going on for way too long and everyone's looking around being like, hey, should we just go home? Like we got to end this.
I feel like the Saints are the perfect embodiment of a team with a roster that was awesome 4 years ago.
And it still has names that you think like, oh, shit, this is pretty good. And then guys are injured all the time. And like Michael Thomas is out again. And Rashid Shaheed, who I love, was out today. And that actually brings me to my other point is like the Lions defense, they'll keep everyone in the game because we joked about it on Friday how Dennis Allen says this is an explosive offense the Saints have. He was right today. Chris Olave was incredible, and they only had really Chris Olave. Jimmy Graham scored a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Graham, everyone in the room was like, Jimmy Graham, he scored a touchdown. So the Lions, I don't know what they're going to be able to do in terms of figuring out what to do on defense because every game is just going to be a heart attack for them where it doesn't matter what lead they have, everyone's still in this game.
Yeah, they're just hoping to outscore everybody. And if you're a Lions fan, or at least I do, I want to see Jameson Williams get the ball in space way more often. I feel like he's always open, streaking down the field. They'll throw like one deep shot to him per game. They gave him the ball on, it was either a reverse, end around, something like that at the end of the game that kind of iced it and got him in open space. He is so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Get him the ball in space, and then I think he'll be able to outscore almost everybody. But yeah, the defense
The defense is an issue. Hutchinson had that one hit on Derek Carr, which I think we might have like a competitor to Drew Brees' 16 cracked ribs that he had that one season.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was a nasty hit that Derek Carr took. And then when Taysom came in the game, you're right. I think he delivered. He like tackles guys.
Yeah.
As they're trying to tackle him, he's like, if you're going to take me out, I'm going to take you out first and like wrap you up and take you to the ground as I go down myself.
He treats a football game like who will tap first. It doesn't really matter about yards and production. It's like, I'm just going to try to physically beat up everyone on the defense, and when there's no one left, then we win.
Yeah, he's going to try to run into your face if you're a linebacker, and then the next time you try to tackle him, maybe you'll be like one step slower because you don't want to get hit in your face again.
Right.
So he gets an extra 2 yards off that. So I actually think that the Saints, if they want to win, and you still have a chance to win the NFC South. Which is crazy. You're not a very good team, but that division's garbage, so you have a chance to win. If you want to win, just do all Taysom all the time. Put Jameis in occasionally. I like him as like a change of pace guy.
But you
need a punt.
They should want to lose. If you're a Saints fan, and maybe I'm way off, Saints fans can tell me I'm stupid for this, but if I were a Saints fan, I would want to lose because I would want for there to be like the worst thing that can happen to the Saints is they somehow get into the playoffs as the NFC South representative, lose a game, and then they can tell themselves, "Oh, we were pretty close. We were a playoff team." Like you just got to hit reset on everything. And everything.
Just a reminder, Dennis Allen as a head coach, his record is now 20-45.
He's so bad. The other big story from this game was the chain gang guy who probably had the worst injury of any chain gang operator of all time.
Seeing Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke shaking it over here, boss. It was crazy. He got carted off. They stopped the game. He got carted off. That's how bad he broke his leg on the sideline, and they showed it, and he was screaming. I feel bad. I shouldn't laugh. I'm not laughing, but I am also laughing because it's just got to suck to be like wearing the
bib,
the visor, the bib, and then getting carted off and having an NFL game stop because you have to get carted off.
Yeah, anytime you get severely injured in a bib, it's not a very good look. And he didn't have that human reaction that most people have where your body goes into shock for a second.
Yeah.
He was immediately in pain.
And it was just his leg. They had that one shot where his leg was just dangling, and you're like, oh, my God.
One thing that I love is when players, if they run over a cameraman or a chain gang guy or anybody on the sidelines, if they stick around, they help them up, they give them like a little hug.
Yeah.
You should not be penalized. They should continuously reset the play clock to give a player enough time to like pick a guy off the ground and make sure he's okay and like, just get him back in the zone, tell him a little joke, learn a fact about his family.
Yeah.
Something, because I understand why Kamara had to like run out of there after he saw that the guy was injured. He's got to get back on the field for the next play. But just from a human element side, Roger Goodell, I know you're a longtime listener, big time AWL. Just reset the play clock. Let the guys take care of the people on the sidelines when they run them over.
Getting injured in a bib, that's just a bad. Like there's things you just don't want to be. You don't want to get injured naked. You don't want to get injured in a bib.
You're pretty much a baby if you get injured in a bib.
Yeah, it's just like because that he had to go off. He gets carted off, and then they're in the tunnel, and he's probably like writhing in pain, and they're looking at him. And they're like, "Hey, man, we're gonna need this bib.
Do you get access?
We're gonna need someone else to be on the chain gang. So we're gonna have to take this bib from you."
Do they have a backup, an emergency?
I'm
chain
sure
gang
they
guy?
do.
Third string guy. Do you get access to the team's healthcare professionals and their facilities if you get hurt on the chain gang?
Yeah. If I were on the chain gang and I got rolled up like that guy and I was just sadly crying in my bib in the tunnel, I'd be like, "Can you at least give me some Toradol?"
Yeah,
just at least give me some Toradol. Let me feel fine for a minute.
I'd be like, shoot it up and send me back out there.
Yeah, give me a prescription, doc. I had one last thing. Sam Laporta is awesome and a fun stat. Sam Laporta had 140 yards on Sunday, so he got very close to Iowa's entire yards output on Saturday. They had 155 yards against Michigan. Sam Laporta had 140 yards, and I know we're going to talk college football in the playoffs and everything, but I have a fun stat from you from the Iowa season, which I have professed my love for Iowa because they piss everyone off so much. But Iowa, do you know that Iowa had over 1,000 yards more punting than offense this year? They had 3,052 yards offense, 4,119 punting yards. They were 133 out of 133 on offense, they were first out of 133 on punting.
That's awesome.
So Jay Kuda had it's beautiful. But Sam Laporta, I don't know how Iowa has like the best tight ends and these offensive, like awesome offensive players, and then they just don't play offense on Saturday.
Yeah, you've got Hawkinson in the league, you've got
Kittle,
you have Laporta, you have Noah Fant, right?
Yeah.
You've got some pretty good tight ends.
It's crazy
in the NFL, and they all dominate. And in college, they block. They're primarily like Noah Fant caught a lot of passes, but they're primarily blocking tight ends in college. And they get to the NFL, you're like, oh shit, you can do that too.
Iowa right now, as bad as their offense was, 133 out of 133. I don't know exactly as a fact. People say I'm maybe stupid, but I bet you somewhere on their roster right now is a Pro Bowl tight end.
Yeah, or maybe even a wide receiver.
Yeah, like it's going to end up being, we're going to see this guy in 3 years and be like, wait, he was on that team?
My favorite part about Iowa this year is that their punt returner is by far the most dynamic player that
Cooper
they have.
Jean, yeah.
And
he's out, yeah.
And they don't use him on offense.
Well, he got injured,
but I'm saying during the season, he's electric with the ball in his
plays
hands.
defense.
And they refuse to give him the ball on offense. Actually, if you are going through Iowa football withdrawals, fear not, because Thursday night we've got the Steelers and the Patriots.
Seriously.
And it's going to be a backup, maybe even a backup quarterback for the Steelers. If you're drunk enough, they're going to look like Iowa football. So tune into that.
That will be great. But yeah, Lions, I think all Lions fans are just going to be like, hey, we're riding the roller coaster here. We're 9-3. They're a very good team, but their defense every Sunday is like, who knows? Who knows what will happen?
I mean, Bruce Irvin still in the league.
Yeah.
Did not know that until today. I think he just signed with the Lions, but he's been like one and done. And by one and done, I mean like one game and then he gets injured for the last like 4 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Bruce Irvin, first round draft pick, same draft class as Russell Wilson in Seattle, still in the league, still making plays.
Yeah. So Lions, keep just having fun games.
Addison Ostrenga is the current Iowa tight end. He's next up.
He's next up?
Okay.
Based on what?
29 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
But that might be too many catches. That's what we're saying.
Over 12 or 11 games?
No, I'm saying like usually like the tight ends have become incredible. Like they're like it's a freshman right now who's just blocking.
He's a sophomore.
And he'll just be like the best.
Give me his what are his measurables there, Jake?
Addison Ostrenga is 6'4", 255 from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of like him. I kind of like that guy.
He'll be a Pro Bowler.
He's checking all the boxes for me right now.
Pro Bowler. All right.
What if Hayden Large got into the league and was just like the most athletic person ever?
It will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Texans 22, Broncos 17. I have a question for my friend Henry Lockwood.
Yes.
Hank,
Dan.
do you now believe in turnover luck?
Yes.
Literally what I said on Friday was going to happen happened. Turnover luck.
Yeah.
The Broncos turned the ball over. They threw 3 interceptions. The Texans fumbled the ball there was a botched snap and there was another fumble that they fell on and didn't turn the ball over at all.
I'm gonna push back on you here, Big Cat. I think that the Texans might be the best team at recovering fumbles.
Well, the Texans take care of the ball. Like I was saying that on Friday, like they don't turn the ball over a ton, and the turnover luck for the Broncos having just every ball bounce their way was gonna at some point stop. And it stopped in this game, and it also happened to be a game where Russell Wilson threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, the Texans made great plays on those fumbles. So the offensive line were just hitting the ground, diving all over the place. There's so many small things that the Texans do really well that end up making them win these close games because they are the king of close games in the NFL right now. And C.J. Stroud, you just know when he's dropping back and he gets his body like relaxes, you can see his shoulders just like lose all the tension. He's about to make a sick throw. Somebody's open. He's about to do it. The game, like you said last week, the game moves so slow for him. Whatever his processing speed is, whoever leaked the information about C.J. Stroud not being able to pass that S2 cognition test, genius
test ever,
genius smokescreen because that guy processes things so quickly.
And it actually the Broncos did get a little bit of turnover luck in this game that kept him in the game because it could have been even the Texans couldn't have. It could have been a game that didn't have to come down to the last play of the game with Russell Wilson throwing an interception in the end zone. That strip that they whistled the running back. Forward progress was the dumbest whistle ever. I think we've gotten better in football that they let them play the play out and then they'll go review it. That was like an old school, like 10 years ago, where they just whistled the minute there's contact, because that was as clear as a fumble could be, and the running back was trying to make a move. He was trying to shed the tackle.
Mm-hmm. There was another play, too, with C.J. Stroud where he got tackled. He got sacked, and the second the Broncos linebacker put his finger on him, the ref blew the whistle. C.J. Stroud kept backpedaling away from the sack. Probably should have had another 6 yards on it, but they said he was in the grasp as soon as contact.
Big forward progress crew.
Huge forward progress.
Big forward progress crew. But yeah, this was more. So CJ Stroud's been the story this year for the Texans in the league. I thought this game was more about the Texans' young defense showing up, because Derek Stingley was incredible. He had 2 interceptions. Second one was awesome. And then Will Anderson had 2 sacks and a bunch of pressures. And it was like this Texans defense has now come along to a point where they can play on both sides of the ball, and they're just a good team.
Yeah, you were correct about your take going into this game with the fumble luck, turnover luck. I was just a little bit early on the Tank Dell.
Yeah, I know. Do
out.
you feel like you?
I feel terrible about that. So what happened was, and I apologize to the listeners. We try not to get things right on this podcast, but I realize that when you say something like "this player's out," you should probably get that one right.
That's fine. I believed you.
Tank Dell.
I went and checked my lineup, and I was like, "Oh no, he's fine."
I got so many people from like the fantasy football community being like, "What's your source on Tank Dell?" I haven't heard this. My source was I read a practice injury report where Tank Dell was out with a calf injury. I thought that meant that he was out for the game. I thought it just said Tank Dell out. I didn't dig any further. That's on me. I should have dug one level further.
Well, now he's out for the season.
Now he's out for the season.
Fault.
I did feel bad. I put a bet in of him to score a touchdown, and if he had scored, I was going to give it to somebody who had been adversely affected by my erroneous Tank Dell reporting, but unfortunately he got hurt, which sucks because he's awesome, and the Texans' offense is way better with him in it. But that didn't really stop CJ today.
That's one of my favorite parts about this podcast, because we get so many things wrong. But if you are like a Texans fan or own Tank Dell in fantasy, you like stop and you're like, wait, they're wrong. It's like, dude, if you knew what we were, if you were following every team as closely as you're following the Texans or Tank Dell, you'd realize we get everything wrong.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff.
It's just that you just this happened to affect you personally, and you're like, that's wrong.
I was just a little early on the news. I feel bad for him because it's a fibula, and I don't know. Depending on how bad a fibula is, maybe he could be back if they make a run in the playoffs. But
they did say out for the season already. So
yeah, it's the non-weight bearing bone. I've had that one.
Okay,
it's not great.
They have Nico Collins though.
Yeah, he's
really good.
What do you have? 190 yards.
191 yards, 9 catches, and it felt like the Broncos kind of just ran out of the luck that they've been running on. I still think the Broncos could potentially get into the playoffs, but everything had been bouncing right for them, and then you had Russ. I think 2 out of the 3 interceptions were bad, and you had Russ kind of like fall back to earth a little bit, and now they are back into probably have to win every game. I mean, I don't know what the 7th seed's going to be in the AFC. What do you think? 10 wins or 11?
I think 10 wins is
10. So they're going to have to win 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
down the stretch.
They're going to have to pass the Colts.
Yeah. And we'll get to the Steelers, or we have it coming up in a minute. But the Steelers, like, we should, as much as it's an injustice for Florida State, like we should do a committee for the playoffs, because I don't want to see the Steelers play the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't want to see them in the playoffs.
Their starting quarterback just got injured. So you have to
we
think
can say they're a different team.
Different team. I don't want to see this team in the playoffs. Yeah,
like there should maybe be a fan vote for the 7th seed.
If there's,
I would actually not be opposed to a fan vote for the 7th seed.
Well, that's his biggest market.
Well, no.
Probably.
If it was
if they have to be like, all right, so they have to be 500 or above.
If it was media market, it would be the Chargers. The Chargers would still get
But there's not enough fans.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Bills than the Steelers. Would anyone rather see the Steelers than the Bills in the playoffs?
If we're going on who the best teams are, I really do think that it would be fun just for one season to have it come down to a college football type.
Yeah. Like the Texans
weekend.
should be in the playoffs. The Texans would be fun to watch in the playoffs.
Right now, close your eyes. Bills, Steelers, neutral field. Who wins that game?
Do you want to see do you want to see the Chiefs or the Ravens play the Steelers, or do you want to see them play the Bills?
Well, the Bills have some really good losses on the schedule. They have
great quality losses.
A great loss against the Eagles. Great. They're the loss overseas. You can excuse that. It was a travel loss.
Yep.
So we'll close our eyes, pretend that one didn't happen. Yeah, the Bills should be a 2 seed.
Yeah. And people are going to be mad at us for saying this, but I'll throw in Texans as well. The Texans I would like to see in the playoffs. They are a very fun team to watch. All their games are a fun watch. So yeah, the the playoff chances. We said it on Friday, but the percentages swing wildly after this game. The Texans now have a decent shot to make the playoffs. The Broncos have to jump a bunch of teams.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So right now, as it stands, you've got the Colts at the 7th seed, Cleveland 6th.
I'm fine with the Colts. They're fun.
Pittsburgh 5th seed.
Yeah.
Actually, either the Colts or the Browns. I'm fine with either one of those teams.
Yeah. It's just the Steelers. I know Steelers fans. I actually don't think Steelers fans would be that upset.
No,
they're kind of just like
they understand.
We're also sick of watching this team play football.
They understand when TJ went down, that looked like that's the last thing they have to root for.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the Colts 31, Titans 28. The Colts survive by the special teams wizardry. I don't know who their special teams coach is, but he drew up. I don't know if this was more the Titans not understanding how to block enough guys, but they did have like it was basically the guy running free to block back-to-back punts. One was so blocked that it was actually not a block punt, it was a fumble because he got there before he could even punt it. And they took out the punter for the Titans, Stonehouse,
he's a beast.
which again, bib injury really bad. I actually think punter injury is just as sad because when a punter gets injured, they don't really put a bunch of medical support around him.
No, because the play keeps going on.
Right.
And the punter, I think he was going through shock because he was just laying completely motionless, like he was dead on the field. And then the play goes on around you, and there's people like much larger people than you jumping over your body.
Right.
Trying to get to the ball.
And they don't put, I would just imagine if a punter gets hurt, they're not having the head team doctor look after him. They're like, hey, we'll just have an intern just, bring you into the locker room and we'll figure this out later.
Every team has a vet that they send out there, and that's for the special teams. It's for kickers, punters, to lesser extent holders.
It's just a sad injury.
Not the real doctor. I can't think of anything Mike Vrabel wants to do less with his week than trying to find a fill-in punter.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that Vrabel's...
Nick Folk did a good job.
He did okay, yeah. But you know that Vrabel's going to sit down at his desk and be like, fuck, I have to find a backup punter now to join our team. How do I even... I don't want to do that. Who cares?
Yeah. And Ryan Tannehill came in and not the best hold on the extra point that could have won them the game if they had gotten that because they went into overtime.
Yeah.
Then he redeemed himself with the field goal, and then Gardner Minshew, he's hit, I think, his ceiling of Gardner Minshew. I think he's at peak Gardner Minshew right now. They're 7-5.
No one has more fun than Gardner Minshew when they win, which I love. After the game, he was so pumped up in the locker room. People seem to be excited for him. Again, they're a really well-coached team.
Shane Steichen is coach of the year. That touchdown play, the Michael Pittman touchdown where they ran a fake rub route was so perfectly, we're watching every game, so it's I don't know exactly every single play, but I'd have to imagine they had run that rub route a bunch of times, and then to save the fake for that exact moment was ran to perfection.
My 2 votes right now are going to, I think I'm going to give them to Steichen and then D'Amico Ryans.
I'm going to give mine to Steichen and Nick Saban.
Okay, smart.
Coach of the year.
Well, Belichick, too, because he's doing a great job of tanking.
Great job.
Really good job of tanking.
Incredible job of tanking. Derrick Henry is still good.
Yeah, he got jacked up a little bit.
But he still had 100 yards,
ran
2
too
touchdowns.
high.
Yeah.
The
Titans are...
Colts are 5-1 on the road, which is pretty incredible. And one of those wins is a road game in Germany, too.
And they won a game. Remember, they won a game in Baltimore.
They won a game in Baltimore. People forget that they beat the Ravens.
They beat the Ravens in overtime. The Colts are... I'm still shocked that the Colts are the 7th seed right now. No one expected this from this Colts team.
Yeah.
Especially after Anthony Richardson went down.
Yeah. If they make the playoffs, I'm going to get an El Camino for Gardner Minshew. It's what he would want.
How many years do you think it's going to take for the Titans to play on turf before I get used to it? I'm still not used to it.
Do the Titans play on turf?
Yeah.
Probably forever.
I just expect them to have that that grass that then late in the season it gets really weird colored. I think they had grass last year. Pretty sure they did.
Yeah, when did they change?
I think it was this year. But every time they show a Titans game, I'm like, what is this? What are we watching?
It would get gray.
Yeah.
It would get really gray.
I think they had it when, remember, it was Josh Dobbs versus the Cowboys. They covered the spread last year on a Thursday night game. Maybe it was. It was the game that they showed Taylor Lewan in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Yeah, there's certain teams that I can't ever imagine playing on turf, like the Bears.
Yeah, no.
I can never imagine the Bears.
The Commanders.
Commanders can't ever. They should always have just shitty stadiums.
Right. That the
terrible
Titans
surfaces.
were brothers in arms with like
Yeah.
the shitty field.
Who's next up? Who's got the worst field besides me and you?
The Commanders.
No,
No,
we
but
said
me
we
and
just
you.
said the Commanders. We said the Commanders. and the Bears.
Commanders and the Bears have awful
you
field.
guys have bad teams and bad
Yeah,
facilities.
we know. Bad teams,
Yes.
bad facilities, bad records, bad coaches.
Who's got the worst?
We got a lot of
The
bad.
Browns could be up there.
Jets.
Yeah,
No, but the Jets have fake turf.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the real turf teams that are going to, because like the Titans were one of the last bastions of like, this is grass that's going to really suck in December, but it doesn't matter because Derrick Henry will run it down your throat. And then they made the switch, and I'm not used to the switch.
Heinz Field.
Heinz Field.
Heinz Field.
If the Steelers played on fake grass, that would bother me.
I would quit football.
That would bother me a lot. The Steelers should actually go back to Three Rivers and play on like the pavement.
Or AstroTurf.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Barry Sanders running the football this weekend, and he was wearing just like basketball
Sneakers, yeah.
People used to wear basketball shoes basically during NFL games.
Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, so yeah, we gotta keep it. We've lost a lot of grass recently.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing grass at a rapid pace.
It's all this synthetic K2 shit.
It'd be weird if Lambeau ever went to it. That would be very bizarre.
That'd be really strange. Yeah.
But they somehow keep
The grass looks. I think they put a tarp on it all the time. They don't
Yeah,
have.
and they got
you know what the
oils
difference is?
underneath.
They don't have concerts there.
Mm.
They probably do have concerts, but it's
I
not
think they
like
do.
massive events like in Chicago or in DC.
Yeah.
They definitely do.
Big
Well,
concerts?
they have all the season ticket holders. That's a lot of weight.
Let's see.
Where else would you have a big concert in Wisconsin?
Well, Lambeau
Well,
has
you could have it in Milwaukee.
or Madison. Lambeau has like how many people live in Green Bay?
I think it's not more than
Like 100,000.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So, I doubt they have a ton of concerts up
You think
there.
Taylor Swift's going to stick around after this game and play a couple tunes?
Maybe
Nice.
for the people.
It was funny how they had.
It's 320,000.
Oh, that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, metro area. I don't know if that's suburban Green Bay.
Sorry, Green Bay.
Yeah.
I just slandered you. There's some events.
We're
that go
saying
on
though
there.
your grass looks really good. Your grass always looks good. I
Yeah.
don't know why the grass can't be good everywhere else. Okay, next up, Cardinals 24, Steelers 10. The rain delay game. 2 rain delays. This game lasted forever. This game also was won by the Cardinals when the Steelers at the end of the first half, Kenny Pickett got hurt. They went for it on 4th and 1 with 4 minutes left. And then the Cardinals had a 109-yard drive because they actually got a 10-yard penalty, so they had to get 109 yards that lasted the rest of the half, going all the way down the field, scoring a touchdown, and that was it. That was it. It was like, it's over. And then they went into rain delay madness forever.
You know, Kenny going down with an injury should really make you appreciate Kenny Pickett if you're a Steelers fan. As bad as the offense has looked at sometimes this year with Kenny Pickett playing, they look way better when he's in there versus when Mitch Trubisky's in there.
And they were moving the ball. They were moving the ball a little bit when he was at the beginning of the game. It felt like they had a couple drives that, like, I know they had a field goal drive, but yeah, that was the game. And this was such a classic Steelers game for them to lose as a big favorite at home against a bad Cardinals team. And Mike Tomlin said afterwards it was just JV football everywhere around.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyler was scampering around back there. Kyler gets very confused when he gets to the sidelines about how he should hold the ball out
Yes.
when he goes out of bounds. I don't know if he knows the rules or not. There was one play in particular where he's running off to the sidelines. He's about a yard and a half short of a first down, and he started to stick the ball out with one hand, held it out about a half yard, transferred it to the other, and then held it backwards about a yard as he went out of bounds.
He gets confused.
He gets confused on the sidelines, but there was a touchdown pass to Rondale Moore again. And I think I dropped this nugget maybe early last year. That's got to be the shortest combination of passing touchdown in NFL history, right?
Yeah.
In terms of total inches from the quarterback. Unless the only thing I could think of, maybe at one point Darren Sproles might have thrown a touchdown to Danny Woodhead. I don't know if
Doug Flutie.
they might not have overlapped at all in L.A., or in San Diego at the time.
Doug Flutie to someone maybe?
Doug Flutie, maybe. Who is the Don Beebe? Did Doug Flutie ever throw in a Don? Probably not. I don't think they overlapped either. But that's got to be the shortest.
Yeah.
Rondale Moore is what, 5'7", 5'6.5"?
Yeah.
5'10" and 1/8, And
That's
5'7".
That's
5'7". Yeah, that's not true.
that's
for
not
Kyler.
true. Yeah.
Kyler got
That's what Adam
yeah.
Harstad reported.
Kyler got heel implants, and he turned his back on the 5'9" crew before the combine. Never forgive him for that.
The Cardinals kind of fucked up their draft pick though. I guess they got to keep playing though because Kyler's they don't need a new quarterback if Kyler's going to be good. But yeah, they're now they're inching closer to the 4-win team, which is there's a slog there from the 4th pick to the 8th pick is all 4-win teams. Now they have 3 wins.
That's a good word for it, a slog.
It is a slog.
It's a slog of 4 and 9, 4 and 8 teams. That 3rd pick is going to be very valuable too.
Yeah.
Very valuable.
So they got to hold on to it. But I guess they also, it's a new coach. He's having fun out there. Trey McBride is really good. We saw, obviously, Zach Ertz is gone. That's why, because Trey McBride is very good. Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are in that frisky territory where they're not going to quit. They're not quitting on the year.
Yeah.
So, and the Steelers, I just don't want to see them play in the playoffs.
Or Thursday.
That is
especially not Thursday.
That's going to test everything we've got.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to sack up. I'll be the first person to say it. I'm going to watch fucking Thursday Night Football, okay?
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I'll probably be asleep.
Yeah.
No, we got to do the show, Hank.
Well, luckily we'll have other content.
Well, no, but we're going to do Hank, you got to do the show after you do your 24-hour stream.
Got it.
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
Did you not think we were going to do the show?
After the game.
We'll do most of the show while you're in the box with Max, but after the game, we're going to do the beginning of the show.
And then I'll edit.
Yeah, during the game, I'll probably be asleep.
What?
I'm gonna be up for 24 hours.
Yeah, you're not gonna watch your Patriots?
It's gonna put me to sleep.
But Hank, can't you listen? People love to see delirious Hank. Tired Hank is actually my favorite Hank.
I'm doing 24 hours straight.
Hank, you're very funny when you don't have any sleep.
Tune in Wednesday and Thursday.
The good news, by the way, is I don't think the Steelers will make the playoffs, especially if Kenny's hurt. They have the Patriots, which they should win, but they could lose.
That's anyone's, yeah.
And then they have to play at the Colts, Bengals at home, and then they finish with at Seahawks, at Ravens.
Yeah, I could see them losing 4 of those, maybe 5.
Yeah, it felt like if they didn't win today, then it's because if they win today and they end up, whatever they were going to be, 8-4, now they're 7-5.
This was a must win for
This
Pittsburgh.
was a must win, and but it's probably for the better. We got to figure some things out in Pittsburgh. I like the Steelers being in the playoffs. They are obviously like a traditional, playoff football team. Just maybe not this iteration of the Steelers because they're a tough watch.
It's kind of like the Saints. You don't really do yourself any favors by making the playoffs this year if you're the Steelers.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to the next slate of games, PFT, you got a couple ads.
Yeah, before we get into more games, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Coors Light. I love Coors Light. It's beer season, baby. I had some ice cold Coors Light at my place on Friday. I had some more on Saturday when I was watching the games. It was the best time ever. Coors Light, there's nothing like it. Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind. If you have a big work presentation, follow it with a happy hour, some friends, and a cold Coors Light. It is keep your beer outside season. I kept my Coors Light outside. The mountains were blue, just using the open air as a giant refrigerator. If you have weekend chores, you can take Saturday off. You can hit the tailgate even if you don't have tickets to the game. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment. It's made to chill. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. If you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Don't have to worry about beer runs anymore. Not in this day and age. Go to Drizzly or Instacart. You can check them out online, CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. These games are also brought to you by Rocket Money. Did you find any subscriptions that you've forgotten about, or have you paid for some twice and you don't realize it? Well, you should be using Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps you lower your bills all in one place. I actually found out recently I was paying for not one, but 2 apps that take a picture of you and then make you look about 30 years older. So that was kind of a waste of money. Rocket Money Help me out on that one. Cancel those subscriptions. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. With Rocket Money, you can cancel all the subscriptions that you don't want with just a press of a button. No more long hold times, no more annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money does all the work for you. Rocket Money also lets you monitor all of your expenses in one place. It recommends custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limits. With over 5 million users and counting, Rocket Money has helped save its customers an average of $720 a year and $1 billion in total savings so far. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel those unwanted subscriptions. Manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/take. That's rocketmoney.com/take, rocketmoney.com/take. Okay.
Falcons, Jets. Oh, boy. This is when we get to the tough stuff. Falcons, Jets. It was so perfect that this game started 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets defense started the scoring. It was just 2-0, 7-2, 7-5, 10-5 at half. Just the perfect scoring for this game.
Did you know that the Jets have more first-quarter safeties this year than they do touchdowns?
Ooh.
Thought that was an interesting stat.
That is tough. The Jets actually outgained the Falcons on offense because this wasn't the Falcons' offense beating the Jets. It was the Falcons' defense beating the Jets' offense, which is probably easy to do.
Yeah, well, they went for a spark, which maybe it was the saddest spark of all time, putting Trevor Siemian in the game. As far as sparks that I can remember, when you go to a backup quarterback, going to Siemian you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there.
But good news though for the Jets and memes. This is very good news for you. We might be all the way back around the circle on the spark because Robert Salah said afterwards about Zach Wilson, he's always in consideration, but to what level? Like I said, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, so I was going to say
getting there.
I was going to say I think we've reached the point where Zach Wilson is now the spark.
I'm getting there. Picture me switching back and forth between Trevor Siemian and Zach Wilson.
I think Zach Wilson could come in and maybe he's had enough time on the bench. Maybe he's been humbled. Maybe he's learned.
He might have sat on the bench long enough that he's a spark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a spark.
Yeah, he's re-engaged his sparkness.
You know what?
His flame is back.
The Jets might be ready to go into hyperdrive.
Yeah.
We might have hyperdrive with Zach Wilson memes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd rather him out there than Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, I mean it's ugly memes. The season's over, right?
Yeah, season's over again.
Until Friday.
No, we play the Texans.
How does he do?
Still hasn't played.
Yeah,
Izzy was the original spark.
Trevor Siemian coming in to be the spark, to ignite the offense, and having 3 fumbles was not exactly what you were looking for.
This game had 9 3-and-outs, 2 fumbles, an interception, and a safety. It was 3-and-outs. There was also multiple times when it was like a 4-and-out. Like it was like a get a first down and then punt on the first play. It was so bad to watch. And the Falcons, I guess, get credit because they are leading the NFC South, and you had to win that game. You could not lose that game. Mm-hmm. It wasn't pretty at any point. Desmond Ridder is still not the guy, but you won the game, and you just got out of there. And credit to the Jets defense because they have not quit. They still are playing really, really hard, and they got their 2 points.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had won 2-0.
So this was, if you were to tell me, if you look at, what was the final score here?
It was 13-8.
Yeah, that's about, I think, what most Jet fans would have expected. And they asked Arthur Smith about this after the game. And now Arthur, he has a good excuse. He said it's hard to win games in December. This was a December-type win.
That was.
I like it. This is big boy football.
Yeah.
If you can win a game 13-8, that's a team that you can go deep into the playoffs with.
The Falcons defense actually has been playing well, though. They've gone 24 possessions straight without allowing a touchdown. So that's pretty impressive.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, week 10. So memes, it's over. Rodgers, let's not do this, right?
Yeah, Rodgers, let's not do this.
Okay. Draft pick.
Get offensive.
You have a 7th pick right now.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna keep going up.
And you're in the slog, so yeah, you could go up.
Are you mad at anybody in particular? Like, I feel like a lot of Jets fans are just going to play the Aaron Rodgers is coming back game. What do you want to change, though? Is there anything besides just adding Aaron Rodgers to this team that you want to see happen? Like, should heads roll because of how the season went?
Well, I wish they would have just said they were fucked right out the gate. I was going through my bookmarks, and I saw a quote from Colts OC Tom Moore when he was the OC during Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was asked why the backup QBs weren't getting any reps in practice during the Peyton Manning years. Moore said, if 18 goes down, we're fucked. Don't practice. Fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish they would have just said right away, like, we're fucked. We have no backup plan. Aaron Rodgers is a plan. So
right.
Now going forward, it's just we have to see if this works and if he is the piece, and we just have to hope everything works out.
Okay, hear me out, though. Wouldn't it be better if you did have a backup plan?
Maybe.
With that thinking, yes, with everything that transpired.
Yeah.
The cruel part of this Jets season is that the best game that Zach Wilson ever played in his career was the spark to give you guys hope that things could be different when he almost beat the Chiefs.
You know what? That might be the best loss of the season.
That was what started. Then they beat the Eagles. They won a couple games, and you're like, oh, shit, the Jets could stick around long enough for Aaron Rodgers to come back.
You know, the Jets might have the most impressive loss and the most impressive win of the season. That win over the Eagles.
Yep.
And their loss against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that they should be in consideration for a BCS playoff system.
Yes. Memes, would you accept?
Yeah, I'll accept.
Okay, nice. So the season's back on. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'll be back in tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, Friday you're just going to be like, listen, win this one, then win the next week. We can jump the Texans. Rodgers comes back.
Are Jets fans, have you guys just like completely given up, or are you still mad during games?
I think still mad during games, but everyone has given up.
Yeah. You should. That was a really, really tough game to watch. This is one of those games that the setup of our gambling cave, I like – the people who are sitting in the front row can see it all, and then we sit in the back row. Like, you can kind of have an obscure view of those bottom TVs. And so I was not asking anyone to move out of my way to see more of this game.
No.
I was just like loosely like, okay, Falcons have the ball. Okay, they punted. Oh, Jets have the ball. Will they punt or will they turn it over?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's an important game for the Falcons because now they are in the catbird seed of that division.
Yeah, they have a big game, I think, next week against maybe the Panthers, who have been eliminated.
Yep, officially.
First team eliminated. Oh, no, they play the Bucs next week. That's actually a huge game.
Yeah.
If they beat the Bucs, then they kind of end the Bucs season.
Yeah, because if the Bucs beat them, I think the Bucs, I don't know how the tiebreakers work, but they'd be tied with them.
It's a mess. The NFC South is a fucking mess.
If the Bucs beat the Falcons, the Bucs, I think, would be tied, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. They'd be 6-7, and so would the Falcons. But the Falcons already beat them once.
Okay, so then backup tie.
Remember, it was the famous Che game where it's like, we're better than the Falcons, even though they beat them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, memes.
It's okay.
It really is the saddest thing to go from Tim Boyle to Trevor Siemian.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if this will get people amped up.
Like, what's the saddest sentence in American history? We benched Tim Boyle for Trevor Siemian. That's it right there. That is. Yeah. I think that is.
Yeah.
How to depress an entire region of the country in one sentence.
It's bad. It is real bad.
I just like, man. All right. Something that was also bad. Dolphins 45, Commanders 15.
I got a couple fun stats about this game here, Big Cat.
Okay.
Because I thought it was very interesting.
Same.
Okay.
Thanks, Jake. So Sam Howell threw another pick six today. I just want to remind you that the last quarterback to throw a pick six in 3 consecutive games, Matt Stafford, 2021. They won the Super Bowl that year.
Thinking soupy.
So we might be thinking soupy. No, he's 1 game short of Matt Schaub's record of 4 games of the pick six that we all remember from 2013.
Okay.
It was not good. Sam Howell wasn't the biggest problem today. He didn't have his best game. Washington right now has given up 13 touchdowns of 30 or more yards this season. Next closest is Atlanta with 7. Washington has now given up 8 touchdown plays of 40-plus yards. Next close, Atlanta with 4. Washington has now given up 7 50-plus yard touchdowns this season.
Ooh.
Next closest is the Cleveland Browns with 3.
That was like all in that Colts game.
Yeah. We suck. We suck real bad. Tyreek Hill I'm convinced that in the first half, Mike McDaniel was trying to get Tyreek Hill the ball on specific plays to break DK Metcalf's speed record that he set on Thursday night.
Yes.
That's how bad our offense was. He was designing plays, in my opinion, to try to get him to break a meaningless speed record.
Yes.
2 weekends ago, our team was so bad that we get engaged in a celebration proposal off a sack bad. Last week we were so bad that the Cowboys brought out turkey legs out of the Salvation Army kettle. We were that bad. This week we were so bad that they engineered like a 6-person roller coaster tycoon simulator to celebrate on us for a touchdown.
Jesus, that was bad.
We're bad.
That celebration lasted so long. We all were like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah,
it took a while for us to figure out what they were doing.
It had 3 acts. The celebration had 3 acts. We did lock down Tyreek Hill in the second half, though, after he put up like 140 yards on us in the first half. Commanders are not good. The defense stinks. It's same old Ron Rivera. This was his defense to control. Looked no different than Jack Del Rio's defense. We were on a bye week. Maybe Ron gets fired this week. I don't know what else to say. The team's bad. There are going to be some big changes made. I know that Josh Harris gave an interview. Magic Johnson gave an interview talking about how to build a team for like a sustainably great future, saying it would be a quick solve to try to get us to competing for a wild card. That would be like a 1-season turnaround, but he wants us to be really good. So I think I'm in trust the process mode.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to full on buy in. I'm going to trust the process, suck it up. Next season's probably going to stink too. And then who knows? Maybe we'll be good after that. But right now, I'm pretty upset being a Commanders fan. I have reached the point where I'm just full on tank.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
But
Sam Howell's been sacked 58 times for 400 yards lost.
I saw some people calling him White Jameis because he does have that like boomer bust mentality. I'll tell myself that if that's going to make me more excited to watch the team.
Some people would rather him than Josh Allen.
Yeah, some people would.
Hank, is your back okay? You went double pillow?
Yeah, I'm just trying to sit up more.
Okay.
Work your posture.
Yeah. It was tough. It was a tough watch. Will you have some stats, Jake?
Yeah, mine was going to be the final score of this game was 45-15. It's never happened before in NFL history.
Oh. I didn't even know it was a scoregami.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
This is it's every fucking week.
No,
Did you take a picture?
Yeah.
I missed all of it.
Yeah, I missed the picture.
I completely missed it.
So two things can be true. You can be correct that it's happening a lot, but I can also enjoy it.
I've said you can enjoy it.
But it's crazy. It's happening like every week now.
How many? It's happening so much I didn't even know that it was a scoregami until you said that.
It's so much worse when you get your ass kicked so badly that score has never happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly do think that the Dolphins could have scored 70 points if they wanted to.
Well, it was their second win Gami of the year.
That was very funny, Jake, to do the is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Good job. Delivery.
Trying to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, after the game, there was hot water in the showers at FedEx Field. However, the fire alarm was going off, so they had to evacuate. So,
ouch.
Yeah, that place sucks.
The Dolphins' defense is getting a lot better. They are for real. They've been off fraud watch for me for at least a couple of weeks. I know they still have to beat a team that's over 500, which they have not done, but I don't care. I think they're very good.
Yeah.
And
they are.
Here's a fun one, and I know this will never happen because we learned that it would never happen in 2021 when Cooper Kupp hit the Triple Crown. But why isn't Tyreek Hill in the MVP conversation?
I think he is.
He's going to get 2,000 yards.
I think he is.
He should. Well, but I don't hear him talked about.
Right now.
We should be talking about him more.
I think.
Well, look what we've done for Jaden Daniels.
Tyreek Hill. If any wide receiver gets it, it should be Tyreek Hill. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
There's never been a wide receiver that's won MVP.
Yeah, I think you can't have Tua in the conversation. I think Tyreek Hill has now reached the point where Tua is eliminated. All the fun Dolphins offense stats will now go to Tyreek Hill in terms of the MVP convo.
What are his odds?
While you're looking at that, have you guys seen the TikTok trend of this
No,
teacher?
the answer is no.
This teacher, Miss
don't have to
Martinez,
finish
she
it.
teaches her kids class
Oh, yeah.
by Tyreek Hill's yards.
I saw
it's pretty cool.
I saw it how I see every TikTok when it ends up on Twitter.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool that she's teaching kids math based off of this historic season by him.
It must be so fun to be a Dolphins fan right now.
So
It is,
fun.
for the first time ever.
So fun. Well, Dan Marino was fun.
My lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dolphins are really good. Tyreek Hill should definitely be in the conversation for MVP.
We're having it.
We're having it right now.
I think he is.
There are people who are having the conversation as we speak. Tyreek Hill, MVP.
So Tyreek Hill has 1,481 yards. 2012, Calvin Johnson at this point had 1,428 yards. So he's about 50 yards ahead, 53 yards ahead.
And he gets the extra.
And he gets an extra game. But we're very dumb. The media is very, very dumb. As dumb as you think me and Big Cat are, all the people that actually vote on these awards are probably dumber. So if you see a nice number like 2,000, I think you'll get a lot of voters being like, whoa, I've never seen that number next to wide receiver before.
Well, and it's also a weird year because there isn't a ton. There's no like breakaway quarterback.
Right.
Like Jalen Hurts probably took a hit today. Dak Prescott is ascending. You know, it does feel like no one's having one of those statistical anomaly seasons that is running away with it.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, is he getting in the conversation?
People are having it.
Ooh, okay.
No, I do think that Tyreek Hill is actually.
He should be in it.
It's a serious conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers 6, Patriots 0. Woo.
Yikes. I do have one stat, Hank. Just like numbers never lie. Just a statistic. You can interpret this however you want. The Patriots have now lost 3 consecutive games where they held their opponent to 10 points or less. So I'm saying like their last 3 games, all individually, 10 points or less, they've lost all 3 of those. That's impressive. That's hard. That's very hard to do. I saw some people saying that Bailey Zappi looked like he was in command of the offense a little bit better out there. They still scored 0 points, but I guess that can also be possible to be better than – he had a better 0-point performance than any Mac Jones 0-point performance that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I guess that's something. Sixth game that they've lost, that's a 1-score game. So that's just great
right
tanking.
there.
Great tanking.
Great tanking. They actually, too, Hank, if the Panthers can somehow win another game, which I don't think they will, but maybe they can, you would actually have the tiebreaker.
That's huge.
So if you both end up with 2 wins, you would have the tiebreaker to be the number 1 seed.
That's exciting.
Can you imagine if Hank tanks so good that he took Caleb Williams away from the Bears?
That'd be awesome.
I don't want to talk about it.
That
I'm watching the Packers. They just showed – I think Christian Watson just got hurt kneeling.
He was trying to
I
slide.
think he kneeled because he got hurt.
No, I think he kneeled because he was trying to stop the clock or keep the clock running.
Why was he kneeling?
Because he's
protesting police brutality.
I think he was doing it to
Showing
look
def-
at. He
showing
goes
deference
down
to
right
the
here.
Lord.
See, oh, maybe he did get hurt. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
he got hurt before. Yeah, Hank, the Patriots are really bad. Bailey Zappi didn't turn the ball over though.
Nope.
That's cool.
How do you think about your defense though? Because I feel like your defense is good.
Yeah, they're playing hard. They're doing all they can do. They're holding teams to less than 10 points. That's a good defense.
Yeah.
That is a good defense. The Chargers are not good, but they did beat you guys. The Quentin Johnson thing is bad. So they had a graphic, and Shane is a Chargers fan. He's sitting in the room right now. He knows this. They had a graphic. Quentin Johnson has 190 yards this year. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers picked after him, and all 8 have over 400 yards so far this year. I'll list the names. This is Quentin Johnson. He was a first-round pick. The receivers picked after him. I know you can do like, hindsight's 20, but like this is pretty crazy. Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, Tank Dell, Josh Downs, Michael Wilson, Puka Nacua, all picked after him and all way better than him. And he dropped a ball today that was like the easiest pass ever. If Justin Herbert just walked off the field after it, I would have understood.
It was 3rd and 12, and he hit him for about 15, 16 yards, and he bobbled it 3 times and ran out of bounds.
It's bad. So, I mean, the Chargers are going to clean house, I would assume, everything.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the worst win that you can have if you're the Chargers.
Because your offense looked terrible. Justin
feel-
Herbert didn't. The guys just drop balls for him. That's all they do.
Do you feel good at all about winning 6-0?
No, because it wasn't even like a win to be like, now we're like 2 wins away from being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was a win to just be marginally closer to not making the playoffs.
You know what this win is? All this win is ammo for Brandon Staley to be like, look, my defense, I've turned it around.
Right.
I'm not that bad of a defensive coach. We held the Patriots to 0 points.
I don't know that you can really make that argument with the Patriots.
No, I'm saying it's gonna the stats are gonna lump in at the end of the year.
True.
And he'll be like, look at like these are the categories I dominated in, factoring in that Patriots game. Don't fall for his tricks. Don't fall for him. Firebrand Staley.
Firebrand and Tom Telesco.
Yes.
Who picked Quentin Johnson. Shane's nodding right now. He's like, yes, please, please, please. Christian Watson got hurt. I hate to see it. I don't root for injuries. I really don't. I don't, Max. Why are you looking at me like that?
That sounded like you were rooting for injuries.
I said I hate to see it. I don't root for injuries. What part of that could be seen any other way?
You could see it in a different way.
Okay. Afternoon games. Bucs Panthers. Another one that, okay, they played.
Got to be honest, I did not really watch that much of this game. Bryce Young did not look like he was comfortable under the new coaching regime.
They tried, though. They tried hard. They covered.
Yeah.
And they tried hard.
Yep.
They get credit for both those things.
They did those things.
And the Bucs defense is like all injuries all the time.
Elijah Cansey's a difference maker.
Yeah, Elijah Cansey. He is a difference maker.
Defensive rookie of the month.
Yep.
That's a fact. Yeah, I did both these teams. I don't know what else we could spend time on.
Mike Evans,
Yeah.
1,000 yards.
Yeah, Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer.
10th straight year.
He's incredible.
Really
He's a Hall
good.
of Famer. What are you going to say?
I was going to say Mike Evans had 1,000 yards for the 10th straight year.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That is cool. And the Panthers did try hard. They had a little bit of a bounce back, the dead coach bounce back, but that's it.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I would like to see more.
Covering a spread counts.
I would like to see more feist. I would like to see a feistier performance from an interim head coach than that. He screamed a couple times, but I want an interim coach that looks like he's about to kick the ref's ass.
Yeah. All right. Let's Rams Browns. Sean McVay is really good at calling plays. That was my big thing that I wrote because the Browns defense is good, and I know that they're banged up, but he had them going all different ways. 400 yards of offense, like it was kind of like Pete, vintage Matt Stafford, just slinging the ball around, crossers, everything. Puka Nacua making crazy plays. They just did. I mean, Joe Flacco was cool to have back, but like the Rams, Sean McVay is still such an elite coach in the NFL.
One thing he wasn't good at today was his challenges. He missed 2 challenges. I don't know if you have a photographic memory and the first one happened like right in front of him. Can't he just go back and review that himself and be like, oh, I shouldn't challenge this? I don't know how you go 0-for-2 if you're McVay, but Matt Stafford threw some awesome balls to Puka Nacua today, who's tough as a motherfucker.
Yes, he is.
He got hurt, then he came out, then he went back in, got hurt worse. Then he went to the locker room, probably got shot up, came out in the second half, and played awesome again. He's really tough. I like Puka Nacua. Joe Flacco actually looked good today.
I love watching him throw a spiral.
Actually good. The spiral was sick. He has an elite spiral. He was hitting dudes downfield. He had a connection with Elijah Moore.
He can play behind this offensive line, too.
Yes, he can. And so he's not that great at handing the ball off anymore because he's so immobile that it takes him like a quarter of a second too long to run and hand the ball off. They need to have him like Big Ben at the end, just handing off in shotgun, so he doesn't actually have to take those steps out. But Flacco was still throwing the fuck out of the football today, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. It was very fun to watch. He also had a vintage Joe Flacco where he threw an interception that you're like, this could be the coolest pass ever. Nope, there's no Brown near him. It's just arm punt.
Yeah, it was.
It felt like putting on an old like sweater.
You didn't see the safety coming over.
Yeah, it was just nice. It was nice to see.
Yeah, I'm bullish on Joe Flacco. I think he's better. He's definitely better than DTR or PJ Walker. If you're a Browns fan, you're probably happy. You come out of this game, you're bummed that you lost. You probably had this one as a win marked down. You're super pissed about that, but you're also like, I could see Joe Flacco taking this team to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy to see him out there. 38 years old.
He looked like a corpse at the end of his last season.
But I think it's just all offensive line. Like
Yeah.
he was playing behind a bad offensive line. He looks terrible. Now he's playing behind a good offensive line. He can still throw the fuck out of the ball.
He throws such a nice spiral.
His spiral, I could just watch him throw his spiral all day.
Best spiral ever.
Ever. Okay. And the Rams are ripe to sneak into the playoffs as well because they've strung together some nice wins here, and it feels like it's going to be them or the Packers. Yeah, I like the Rams, and I don't think anyone wants to play the Rams because Matt Stafford's still really good, and Aaron Donald's still really good, and they have weapons.
So they're 6-6. I told you take the over on 7.5.
You got that?
I told you there might be a playoff. We still haven't gotten it yet, but At 6-6, it looks pretty nice.
They're in the 7th seed for right now because the game hasn't ended. The Packers, I think, will jump them because they have the head-to-head win over them.
And that's the 4th field goal. Love it.
Too much time for Patrick Mahomes. 1 minute and 9 seconds left.
Too much time.
All right, well let's do a couple more ads and then we will talk about the crown jewel of Sunday, and we'll also talk about the Packers-Chiefs game.
Part of my take is brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. I love the Farmer's Dog. Blake loves the Farmer's Dog. Stella loves the Farmer's Dog. The results of switching your dog food from kibble to fresh can seem like magic. Sometimes you can get a senior dog that starts acting like a puppy again. Sometimes you have the pickiest of eaters that can't wait for dinner time all of a sudden, and you might think that some spells were cast, but the Farmer's Dog doesn't use sorcery. They don't use secret ingredients to make their fresh food. They just use science. Here's how good the Farmer's Dog is. Blake loves it. He wolfs it down. He can't wait for breakfast. He can't wait for dinner. And sometimes what I do is I feed him his meal, and then he just sits next to his food dish hoping for more. I fill up the empty Farmer's Dog packet with water, swish it around, put water in his dish, and he licks that up. It's like soup, and he loves it. He can't get enough of the Farmer's Dog. It's the best option for dogs at all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo. It's just real healthy food. They make and deliver fresh, healthy dog food that's developed by vets. It's nutritionally balanced. It's made from real healthy ingredients to human food safety standards. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are highly processed. They can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to, and they're extremely difficult to portion accurately. But the Farmer's Dog isn't just fresh, high-quality food. They also send the food pre-portioned specifically for your dog based on their unique nutritional needs. It's a fresh diet that's got all sorts of benefits. You get healthier coat, healthier skin, better breath, even easier digestion, and smaller, better poops. A healthy diet isn't just important for humans. It's also important for your dog. It doesn't matter if your dog's young, if it's old. It's always the right time to begin investing in their health, helping you live more healthy, happy, and full years together. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. It's a great deal. 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. And you get free shipping off that. Thefarmersdog.com/PMT. These games are also brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. 35% of all fatal accidents occur between 6 p.m. and midnight. People aged 25 to 34 have the highest amount of drivers involved in car crashes, and people aged 15 to 24 had the highest rate of emergency room visits due to car accidents of all age groups. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers. With over $15 billion recovered for over 300,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people for over 35 years. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. Entertaining clients is hard, but submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Winning the PMT Lotto is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Trying not to get tricked by Hank during Firefest of the Week is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. I wonder if I can submit an injury claim if my colleague tricked me into drinking my own urine. I'm gonna look into that. And not to mention tricked me into driving into a pool.
Shout out to the chain gang guy. He should probably hit up Morgan & Morgan.
Hit up Morgan & Morgan. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT, or you can dial pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/PMT or pound law 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Okay. Last game until we talk Sunday Night Football. 49ers 42. Eagles 19. I don't know if that was a fumble or not, but it looks like it might be, and the Packers are going to win.
They're going to let the boys play on that one?
They're going to let the boys play and
Flag.
Find out if that was a fumble. It looked like it might have been a fumble. Oh.
Patrick Mahomes is pointing. He knows.
Points.
He knows.
Always points.
Patrick Mahomes has an earpiece or like a cochlear implant that's built in.
Should we watch? Let's watch the end of this game because I don't really want to take away from the Eagles 49ers discussion.
Let's not diminish the crown jewel.
Not much to talk about.
There's a crown jewel that we have to talk about, and I don't want us to be, sitting there being like, hey, the crown jewel happened, and we're not even talking about the crown jewel.
Down?
His shin might have been down.
His ass is down.
His ass is down. His ass is all the way down.
Wait, is his hand underneath his ass?
Did you guys hear one of the refs today say like the butt cheek was down?
Yeah.
He said that on the mic.
The hand might have been
No, I think the ass cheek was down. This is bullshit because the Packers are going to go to the playoffs. They have the rest of their schedule is Giants, Bucs, Panthers, Vikings, Bears. The Packers are going to go to the playoffs, and Jordan Love is good, and it's fucking bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. They shouldn't get away with this. It's absolute bullshit. Jordan Love's throwing balls that should get intercepted, and they're not getting intercepted, and he looks good, and he looks comfortable. He's doing fucking Rodgers shit. The whole thing is bullshit. Nothing in life is fair. If you have to, if you're trying to teach your kids why life isn't fair, just show them Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. It's not fair. It's not fair, PFT.
Well, we're too early on the Jordan Love thing, though.
No, I think he might be good. He looks so much better than he did at the beginning of the season. He's come along, and it's bullshit.
I thought it was bullshit how the Colts had Peyton Manning and then Andrew Luck right after.
Yeah, but then
you get 3 in a row.
But he retires.
Jordan Love might retire.
It's true.
He should retire.
He should retire.
Football's a dangerous sport. Very dangerous
you shouldn't
sport.
be doing it, Jordan Love.
For your long-term health and safety, you want to be able to walk your kids.
Derrick Rose, want to be able to walk my kids to graduation.
Who was very confused about what happens at graduation.
Yeah.
I think he was confusing walking your daughter down the aisle.
Yeah. It was also after he didn't play for 5 years. It didn't go over well. But either way, this is bullshit.
I want to walk my son to Coach Calipari's special tutor that will take the SAT for him in high school.
Man, they're gonna go to the playoffs, PFT. The only hope I have is that the Bears do like a Lions last year and start ripping off wins and then beat them week 18.
That'd be nice. That would be your Super Bowl.
It would. It would be bigger than
incredible.
my Super Bowl.
Now
I would raise a literal banner in the office. If the Bears beat the Packers week 18 to keep them out of the playoffs, there will be an actual banner made that I will raise and have a banner raising ceremony. And I know that sounds so pathetic and so sad, but I do not care because it will mean that much to me.
Permission to go off on the NFL real quick?
Yeah.
They gave us 5 iterations of the In the Hunt graphic this week.
Oh, my God.
There was one that the first one they showed today had the Bears and the Commanders still in the hunt.
14 out of the 16 teams in the NFC were in the hunt.
So it was the Panthers and then who else? The
Cardinals.
And the Cardinals were left out.
Who might be in the hunt?
The Cardinals still might be in the hunt.
They
They're not
could be in the
they're
hunt.
not out of the hunt yet.
No.
There should be one graphic because then the rest of the graphics they showed today did not include the Bears nor the Commanders in it. But you gave us that one momentary glimpse of being in the hunt.
It was great.
It was great. It made me feel so much better about my season.
Yeah.
And it should not make you feel any better about your season, but it does.
In the hunt, sniffing around.
Lurking.
We don't have the sound on. There's a personal foul on the Chiefs. I think this fumble doesn't count. So the Chiefs will still have a chance to maybe win this game, which would be very nice.
On the field reversed.
But Pacheco, he did something
ejected?
bad. Pacheco did something. He'd been a bad boy, Pacheco.
Let's see.
What'd he do?
He's on the ground.
What'd he do? Did he not shot someone? He not shotted someone. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was then he hit him. He also did he actually did the most dangerous type of nut shot is when you don't do the full punch, because the full punch you can all right, here comes a full punch. The graze nut shot can actually be way more deadly.
Yeah, it's the flick.
Yeah.
The flick hurts.
Where it's you just you gotta get it just enough. My son's in a phase now where he's been hitting me in the penis. It sucks so bad. I've been hitting the dick 4 times in the last 2 weeks. It's not sustainable.
Oh, Mahomes going for a PI.
Oh, that was a PI.
He got a PI.
Call the PI. Oh, the Packers get away with everything.
They didn't call a PI?
They get away with everything.
What?
This is what I'm talking about.
Here's the thing is for the Chiefs wide receivers, it's hard to say what's a catchable ball because they all stink.
But this is what happens.
That's MVS. No ball is catchable for him.
This is what happens.
Uncatchable.
Oh, my God.
That's a bad missed call.
He jumped on his back.
That's really bad.
This is what happens when the Packers start getting their fucking voodoo going and they start winning games with bullshit things happening and Jordan Love's throwing up 50-50 balls that always get caught. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I know there's Packers fans listening right now who are just smiling ear to ear and they're loving every second of this, and you're a sicko and a pervert and you should be in jail.
Memes has the ref jump doing Lambo leap meme ready.
Yeah, hit it, Memes. Fucking tweet that shit.
It's real.
It's real, Memes. It's real.
All right, Mahomes.
This is going to be a bad play. We might at least get a Hail Mary. That would be cool. Maybe we get a Hail Mary. Packers are fucking back. People are just being mean to me online. It's just like what's old is new and new is old.
I just want to get ahead of the headline. It's going to be Tail Mary, Tayl Mary, and it's going to be a picture of Taylor Swift.
Oh, I like that.
I'm just going to say it's a PFT.
19 seconds here.
You see that in the New York Post tomorrow.
This is all rigged. Taylor Swift was at the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that.
There was the walk that she did in the tunnel, and Jeff Darlington was down there. They put Jeff Darlington on Taylor watch, waiting for her to come in. And then I noticed she turned around. She looked back at Jeff Darlington. I think Taylor Swift might have a thing for him. Yeah. He's a good-looking guy. He looks
taken by the league.
He looks like that guy Danny on Veep.
That's going to be a pick.
Maybe she's into journalists.
Oh.
Travis Kelce's in the biz.
That's true.
Media.
Maybe, yeah. Hank,
We pay her salary.
You should start dating her.
Fine.
Be good for the pod.
Fine.
Okay, last play. It's coming down to this. We're doing the rally fingers. Mahomes, he's telling everyone to huddle up. Oh, no, not last play. Oh, he
threw it out of bounds.
wasted a play.
What was that?
He was trying to get a quick out. So this is the last play. 4th and 10.
Okay, here's what's going to happen.
5 seconds left. If there's a God, if there's a justice in the world, this is actually the anniversary of the Rodgers Hail Mary against the Lions.
Is it really?
Yeah. If there's justice in the world, the Chiefs somehow convert this and score a touchdown and then win the game. And then we can all go home happy and we can just pretend everything I said just doesn't count.
See, what I would do here is I'd rush 2 and then put a QB spy on him.
I'd agree. And then Isaiah Bond in the end zone. Oh, here comes Mahomes. Oh, he's turning around.
He's got to be dizzy.
And
threw it up.
Oh, someone almost caught it.
Pass interference. Throw the flag.
The Packers are going to the playoffs, PFT.
Okay, some silver lining. Swifties are going to be furious at NFL officiating after this game. Swifties.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Swifties.
Oh, I'm going to tweet that.
Guess
yes,
what?
John.
You Swifties, you joined this league. We're glad that you're here. You're watching this game, rooting for your guy Travis.
Yep.
Travis got fucked tonight, probably because Roger Goodell is sick of having Taylor Swift steal the spotlight from his league. I want you to investigate NFL officials. I want you to look into why we don't have full-time officials in this league. Look, the pass interference on Travis Kelce on the Hail Mary. Swifties, what the fuck? They tackled him in the end zone. We need your help, Swifties.
If you're as powerful as you say you are, you'd get it overturned the whole game.
Yeah. Do it. Do it for Taylor. And everybody else that had the Chiefs. But for Taylor.
Okay. I mean, the Chiefs, that was a bad loss for the Chiefs because now the 1 seed is very much in jeopardy for them. Jaguars and Ravens.
Yeah. Ravens looking pretty good. That's a huge win by the Ravens tonight. They might have won the bye week.
They might have won the bye week. So, and the Packers are going to the playoffs. I have to accept it right now. I have to just deal with what's going to happen.
Did you know that Matt LaFleur is now 16-0 as the Packers head coach in December?
But that was Rodgers. It's Love. They're going to go to the playoffs, and they are going to, like, they could win a playoff game. In a year where they're rebuilding, they just are somehow good, and they're going to fucking go to the playoffs. Like, if they get the 6th seed, they could beat the Lions. They just beat the Lions in Detroit. Lions fans, you need to do something about this with me. We need to all come together. This is bullshit. It can't happen. Get this game overturned, Swifties. All right, back on track. Crown Jewel. Niners 42, Eagles 19.
Max.
Yeah.
You're not going to talk?
That's your
Well,
talk.
I'm gonna
Okay,
talk.
I'll start.
I spoke when spoken to. Do you want me
I'll
to
start.
just lead the show?
I'm going to start. You lost the Dom game.
Yeah, that's
You lost the Dom game. Dom got ejected. Security Dom. I'm mad at Max. I'm mad at him because this is the exact type of guy that I would have loved to know about for the past 5 years, 6 years. And it seems like every Eagles fan knew about him. Security Dom, except for us. Why did you keep Dom from us?
Well, he's like known in Philly for being like the guy, but he hasn't like done anything that's like viral worthy.
He's awesome.
Before today.
He's
the best.
awesome. You should have
He's the
told
man.
us about him. And you lost the Dom game.
I know that hurts. Losing
So,
the Dom game hurts.
Max, let's talk about this game real quick. Do you think that maybe what I said about the Eagles defense being maybe gassed was partially true?
Yeah, no, that was true.
92
three games.
snaps on Sunday.
3
and
games
then,
in 15 days.
and the Niners
And the Niners
just,
had 1 game in the last 10.
the Niners just gashed them. gashed them.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of tired legs out there.
Do you think I accidentally retweeted a tweet of yours during the game?
Oh, sorry that you accidentally did that.
It said, Max said, I can't stop thinking about how no one believes the Eagles will win this game tomorrow. It's fueling me. It's so fantastically disrespectful. You were going to come in here if the Eagles won this game and be just the worst Max possible. Instead, the Niners ate your lunch, bullied you in your house.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
bad games. Week 13. Who cares?
That was though. That
Week
was
13.
That was not
That's
like
week 13.
But that was not just like, oh, this is a bad game. Like you got pumped.
Yeah,
You got shit pumped.
Yeah, in week 13 you got shit pumped.
So, Max, the last 7 drives of the game for the 49ers, 85-yard touchdown drive, 90-yard touchdown drive, 75-yard touchdown drive, 77-yard touchdown drive, 75-yard touchdown drive, 47-yard touchdown
Yeah,
drive.
what about the first quarter?
That's
In a
7.
row?
That's 7
In
drives
a row.
Hank, your team fucking blows.
Wait.
Oh, here we go.
Max,
Shut up.
I'm not letting you off
was
this.
just asking for
We already
context.
addressed Hank's shitty team, which
Yeah.
is way worse than the Eagles. Way worse.
And it almost beat you week 1.
That's
didn't.
very true.
Do you think though that this was like the Eagles have been, they've been flirting with it? They've been making these.
They've played a lot of snaps in the past 3 weeks. They had tired legs. It's week 13. We're not going to overreact over one game. They have the 1 seed in the NFC.
As of right now.
You win. Stop saying as of right now. They have the
As of right now.
Yes, they have the 1 seed in the NFC.
What is that?
No,
What-
but
what
that's
can I
like,
say as
well,
of right
that's just
now?
what everyone else is saying. It's like, oh, you're gonna lose this weekend. Like you have to beat the Cowboys.
Well,
Yeah, we
no-
already beat the fucking Cowboys.
We're,
Right,
not, we're not
but
talking
as
about
of
the
right now.
Cowboys. We're
Yeah,
talking
I
about
know,
there's
but
a
the
lot of
way-
football left to
The
be
Cowboys
Yes.
are in your head.
No,
No, PFT
The-
told
the
me the
reason-
story about you earlier. The Cowboys
Yeah.
are in your head.
Well, so
It's a story from earlier.
good question, Hank. What happened was I was like, Max, you guys, like, it's one thing to lose to the 49ers. They're a very good team. Eagles are still a good team, but the way that you're getting pushed around, you're getting out physical, you're just getting really just beaten down by them. And that would be concerning to me if I were an Eagles fan. So I wanted to hear Max's take on it. And Max was like, so what? Every team gets pushed around. Every team gets out
Oh, yeah,
physical.
this was bad.
The 49ers got out physical by the Cardinals.
I meant to say Bengals.
They got their shit pushed around by the Cardinals. No one talks about that. And then I thought for a second, I was like, Max, tell me more about that Cardinals game where they just beat the fuck out of the 49ers. He's like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like an ass kicking, but it was close, but it was the same kind of deal. They just got out physical by the Cardinals. I was like, when was that game, Max? And then Max thought about it for a second. He's like, oh, yeah, that was the Cardinals and the Cowboys. So you were thinking about the Cowboys.
All he's thinking about has been the Cowboys. Some say that you were looking ahead to the Cowboys.
Well, at that point, yes. 'cause
No,
we were
but
down
before
by like 30.
that, you were looking ahead to
At
the
that
Cowboys.
point, the Eagles were getting shit pumped, so the game was over. So we're looking at next week. So yes,
Let's play a quick game. It's called Rank This Statement in Factuality. Ready?
I love this game.
The 49ers are the best team in the NFC.
Fact.
Right? We want to
10.
play. Yeah, let's play the right now game.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
yes.
I don't understand the rules of this game.
I just was asking you to rank
The
this
answer is
in
right now,
factuality.
yes.
That one statement,
Yeah,
5 balls.
5 balls. Does that make you nervous, Max?
Win this week.
So you're gonna just
If we
skirt
lose
the question.
If we lose this week, then yes, that will make me nervous.
Okay.
If we win this week, no.
Does it make you nervous though?
They
that
were
the
rested.
49ers, you'd have to maybe play them in the playoffs, and they are better
yeah,
than
when
you.
we have rest.
Do they have a quarterback?
No, you
We
wouldn't.
didn't have-
Play,
we
you wouldn't
didn't-
play
We didn't
them.
have a quarterback for the full game today either.
No,
You
I'm
also-
asking if the 49ers would have a quarterback.
Yeah, with the 49ers.
Yeah,
have
the
a
Eagles didn't
quarterback.
have a quarterback for the full game
Don't
today
do
either.
this, Max.
Oh,
Don't do
my
this.
God.
That's sad.
The-
That's beneath
And I won't
you.
talk about the penalties.
By,
beneath
oh,
you.
I wouldn't do that.
because I mean, come on, Max.
I know no.
This is sad.
No, obviously the Niners
Penalties
shit pumped-
worth 70 points.
Obviously the Niners
Good
shit.
question,
the
Hank.
Niners shit pumped the Eagles. They're the better team right now,
Yeah.
without question.
Yes.
But they had 10 days
So he
of
said
rest.
fact.
We
He
played.
agreed.
Yeah, he said
we
fact,
played 3.
fact.
Like it's not just obvious to be like, oh yeah, we just saw what happened. That's what's going to happen in the NFC Championship game.
Means-
There's going to be a lot of other factors that aren't going to go that way.
Shane, can you make us a quote card that says the Niners are the best team in the NFC, and then have
Right
it-
now.
no, and
No,
have
that's
it,
Shane. I'm Shane.
that's
I'm your
what I
boss.
said. No, well, I'm your boss.
But I'm Shane's boss.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Shane. Don't worry about Max. make a quote card that says the Niners are the best team in the NFC. Right? No,
No.
No,
Shane,
the Niners are the best
Shane,
team
say
in
what
the
he-
NFC.
Make right now really small.
No, don't
Really,
even say
really
right now.
tiny.
I said, what was the first thing I said?
Shane
Is
can't
that
even hear,
the
man.
Niners are the best team in the NFC, and then have a check mark saying approved by Max. Fact approved by Max
right
with
now.
the soul patch picture.
with the soul patch picture.
That's mean. That's mean, Hank.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this Dom fella, Dom DeSandro, the Eagles CEO of security or sideline guy. I don't know what his official job title is. He's just the guy. He's like the sideline protection guy.
Wearing a sleeve, arm sleeve.
Wearing a compression sleeve, an Italian patch on the other sleeve. Gets up in Dre Greenlaw's face on the sidelines, pushes them apart. Greenlaw
He was
tries
just doing his job
He
there, by
tries
the
to
way.
punt. Is that his job to like break up fights during the game?
His job is to protect the players.
I don't know if it's his job to step
head
in
of security
during the game. Okay,
That's
well,
if
regardless,
we were,
I
if
like
we were to
Dom.
get into,
Listen, no,
if we were to
I
get
don't
into a
want-
scrum, would you want Mike to step in and protect you?
I don't want this to turn into me against Dom because I respect Dom.
Yeah, well, other people were against
And Dom
I don't like
is
it.
Dom is great. I actually think it might be anti-Italian discrimination.
Agreed.
That he got kicked out because it looks like he was kicked out for gesturing emphatically with his hands, which, as the Paisans know, like he was just communicating to Drake Greenlaw. At first, when I saw that, I thought to myself, this might be a boost for the Eagles because Dom is getting kicked out. They might rally around Dom. I think it was the lack of Dom on the sidelines that cost the Eagles this game. I think that was a good trade for the Niners to get Greenlaw kicked out of the game if it means that Dom has to hit the showers early.
No, yeah, it's definitely something to look into. I mean, what are the Eagles without Dom? He's been on the sideline for the past 25 years.
Right.
And I'm mad that you didn't tell us about Dom until
Are you worried? Are you worried that Dom might get some repercussions?
There's people talking about that, and if they do, the team will rally around Dom.
'Cause Dom
It'll
is-
be we'll do the whole Harbaugh thing just for Dom.
Just for Dom?
Yeah, free Dom.
He
Oh,
is.
I like
he
that
is-
free Dom.
Free,
Yeah,
oh,
free Dom.
Yeah, free
Dom
Dom.
of the year.
Free
Free,
Dom.
free Dom isn't free.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Jeff McDevitt on Twitter. He made a hilarious "fuck it Dom" highlights before this game even started.
Yeah.
Which rocks, and
Yeah.
he's not getting enough credit for that.
That guy is awesome because
He's central casting.
there's no chance that you could know going into that Dom would play a central part in this game, and he just made the highlights.
and
on
he
his
already
own.
had the
Yeah.
highlights ready to rip.
One of our inside sources from Philadelphia sent me a DM with some more information on Dom. This is from a bigger man on campus. No longer a big man on campus. He said a little background on Big Dom DeSandro. He's from South Philly, then moved to North Philly. From what I know, played high school football and then went to Penn State and played football. He didn't appear in a game, kicked off the team for an unknown reason. Hired in 1999, likes tracksuits.
Yeah. Oh, he loves.
That's a scouting report.
He loves. I saw Max. He showed me a picture of Dom on the sidelines rocking a tracksuit. He had the sickest fade ever. He's just a guy that you want on your side.
He's great. I want a Dom.
So
We got to get him on. We should try to get him on the show.
Open
There's
invite.
no chance he would be on the show because Tom doesn't talk. He would not talk publicly.
I want to hire him.
I do too. Dom's seen some shit.
It seems like Dom is a perfect fit. for the
Dom,
Eagles, though.
I'll say this right now. Dom definitely like when the Eagles were in their war room this year and they're like, we're drafting Jalen Carter and they were like, Dom, you cool with this? He's like, I got it. Don't worry.
Dom,
He won't speed in any cars.
Dom definitely checked out what happened in Georgia.
Yeah.
Back, he's like, I think we could work with.
Yeah.
You also saw the clip where when Jalen Hurts returned to FedEx Field,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
just holding up. He was holding up the railing to make sure it didn't fall on
He
him.
held up the
best.
stadium.
Yeah.
He was like Atlas with the world on his shoulders. He was
He's the
he was
fucking
awesome.
best.
Now, you mentioned this. I think you were alluding to our good friend Mike Florio, Max. We said some people are asking to look into Dom. Mike Florio is asking why the NFL won't discipline Dom if they revoke Tyreek Hill's cameraman's credential.
Oh.
So he's drawn those conclusions on the side. Now,
I'm
to
going
be
to say,
clear-
Mike, you can't do this. This is Italian on Italian crime.
yeah, to be clear,
Stand down, Mike.
the NFL should not have revoked that camera guy's credential either. That was fucked up that they did that. But free Dom.
I'm woke on that one, but yeah.
Oh, go on.
I just think they planned that. And he had like a video. I'm not talking about Dom anymore, Max. I'm talking
know.
about the cameraman. I think the cameraman and Tyreek Hill planned that celebration.
Yeah.
Right. So like I kind of understand the NFL's like you can't be an NFL employee and plan celebrations with players.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with
too.
it,
That
but
was cool.
I'm okay with it, but I thought the video was like when he was like, I'm being persecuted, I want to be like, but you guys planned that, right? Like if he had done a video, been like, I planned a thing with my friend Tyreek Hill, and then the NFL took my camera, been like, that's bullshit. He made the video sound like Tyreek Hill like accidentally just showed up to his corner of the end zone and was like, oh, give me your camera, and then they took it.
Yeah.
Like he was just standing there minding his own business.
He also did the camera. Like
yeah,
he
right.
did
Like it was planned. It's
it
okay.
was very choreographed.
I'm
like, as soon
okay
as he
with
took
it.
the phone.
Right.
He did the fake camera.
Like I think it's bullshit what the NFL did. I just didn't like that he released a video looking for like pity, being like, this is insane. Like I didn't know this was gonna happen. Tyreek Hill just happened to do this. Like no, it was planned. It's okay. It was planned. It was cool. I liked it.
I don't think that Tyreek Hill would plan an elaborate touchdown celebration. We haven't seen it recently.
Back to the crown jewel, Max. The Niners are better
Right now.
Do you have anything to say about like maybe the line should have been like 20?
No.
Oh.
It was the right line.
Okay. Well,
I still think the line was disrespectful.
because it was not. It was disrespectful to the 49ers.
To the 49ers. Yeah. Silver lining in the crown jewel, though, Max. Lane Johnson ate Nick Bosa's lunch.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson looked really good today.
And the first quarter rocked.
He looked very healthy today.
Oh, let's do whose lines it anyway. Cowboys-Eagles, Sunday Night Football next week.
In Dallas. I'm going to say Cowboys 2.5.
I'm going to say Cowboys
4.5.
3.5.
Cowboys 6.5.
No.
I'll say 4. And
Find it.
I like 4.
We
3.5.
have the Dallas Cowboys -3.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I like the Birds.
Hungry.
I think I like the Birds.
Oh, you're hungry now?
Hungry Birds.
Wake up call.
The Cowboys aren't hungry? The Cowboys lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, it's also
Revenge.
bullshit. We keep getting teams off of 10 days of rest.
Yeah, that is
That's
bullshit.
bullshit.
Bird Nugget of the week.
We got the Chiefs off a bye. We got the Niners off 10 days, and now we're getting the Cowboys off 10 days.
Damn.
Bird Nugget of the week. The Eagles are undefeated in games after which Dom DeSandro has been kicked off the sidelines.
That's a fact.
Bird Nugget.
Updated playoff picture. The Packers are in the 7th seed. It's fucking bullshit.
Also, the Eagles end with Giants, Cardinals, Giants. So,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Tommy DeVito.
Him and Dom are going to have.
Tommy
They're probably going to go
DeVito.
for a nice steak dinner before.
Yeah, Dom will probably pay off Tommy DeVito to take a dive.
Yeah.
He definitely will. Yeah, and also, Max, not to add insult to injury on your no good, terrible day, Roger Goodell came out and said he wants to ban the tush push.
Well, he's also a loser.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's a really good answer.
I also don't really
agree
care
with that.
about. They banned the tush push. I think we're still just going to dominate.
Yeah, here's what's going to
Yeah, I
happen.
agree.
I think, as always, it comes down to Jerry Jones, who basically runs the NFL. He's pretty much the actual commissioner. If the Eagles beat the Cowboys because of a tush push, you bet your sweet ass that play is getting banned next year.
Yeah.
But it's just the push that's like the pushing.
The
is gonna
push.
be-
And you'll still be fine with the
Yeah,
normal
I think
quarterback sneak.
I think a normal quarterback sneak.
The tush will still be there.
Yeah, I mean that tush is there. To
The
stay.
tush is going to keep moving forward.
It's a good tush, great tush.
They ran it with Mariota, too, and it worked.
So you're not freaking out, Max, after this? Not like tweeting the standings over and over and responding to people?
No, I wasn't responding to anyone.
Oh, okay.
I never respond to people.
Okay. Except that one Villanova guy that got under your skin.
Yeah, well, he's a Nova legend. He's
Meanwhile,
talking
Villanova,
Ooh.
they just lost to
We-
Drexel,
this is-
losing. all the Philly
shit.
teams are losing.
Max.
This isn't a college basketball show.
No, but I mean,
Max.
you do have to address Villanova losing.
No, I don't.
Why?
They
Yes,
lost.
you do.
It just got
Addressed.
brought up.
They lost.
People are having the conversation.
I can't say
Our
anything-
listeners right now
I can't
listen
say
to this
anything about
podcast
Kyle Neptune, or else I'm a clown.
because we're a sports podcast, Max. So address Villanova losing.
Villanova is really bad against Philadelphia teams.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited for Sunday Night Football next week.
so.
Max, we're going to get peak Max. We're going to try our best. We'll try to record a little early so maybe we can stream and people can watch
I
Max.
hate that I have to do this again.
I think that's the crown jewel for next Sunday.
I think that's Crown Jewel. You're 0-1 in Crown Jewels.
I'm
That's
done
a
with
fact.
Crown Jewel
No, you're
games.
0-1 in
I'm done
Crown
with
Jewel.
Crown
We also have
Jewel
Bills
games.
Chiefs.
Oh, we got
Bills,
two crown
Chiefs.
jewels.
I still will probably take Crown Jewel. That
No,
sucks.
Bills Chiefs. That might be. If you have two crown jewels, you don't have one.
Yeah.
We got to figure. We'll do the math on it. We'll figure out which one's the actual jewel.
Okay, well, let's talk some college football. Before we do that, game time. If you're trying to go to a bowl game, they announced the whole bowl schedule. You shouldn't have to worry because when you're buying tickets, use Game Time. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, comedy, music, theater events near you. Game Time gets you into everything, and they have last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals. Easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area. Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. See the view from your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. All-in prices show your total up front so you know you're getting a great deal without hidden fees. Buy tickets in seconds with 2 taps. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, the lowest price, guaranteed with Game Time. Do it right now if you want to go to a bowl game, if you want to go to a comedy show, if you want to go to a basketball game, hockey game. Game Time has it all. So go right now. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Use that code PMT for $20 off. Okay, college football. The playoff has been announced. Michigan's the 1 seed, Washington's the 2 seed, Texas 3, Alabama 4, and it has been quite a 2 days of discourse. College football at its finest, people getting mad. Let's start first with Florida State. I think you and I probably agree, PFT. Two things can be true at the same time. I know this is hard for the diehard college football fans who get mad at everything, and I love them because I am one myself. But two things can be true at the same time. Florida State deserved to be in the college football playoff. The college football playoff is better off with Alabama in it.
Yeah, so if you asked literally any Division I coach, I suspect it would be about 100%. Who would you rather play, Florida State or Alabama? I think they would all say they would rather play Florida State. I think Alabama is the better team right now, but Florida State got absolutely jobbed. And we told you it was going to happen.
Yeah.
When we talked to Kirk Herbstreit, we could see a world where Florida State goes undefeated, and then the committee is like, no, you know what? We're just going to have it be one of the, you hate to say like big boys because Florida State is a historic brand in college football. But if you're talking about just the matchup of the game and the ratings in the game, yeah, it's going to be fucking Alabama. That's the reality. And also, you got fucked because this is the last year of this playoff format. They don't have to worry about what the precedent is moving forward.
Correct.
I think that if there were like 2 more years after this, or if this was just the way that it was, where there's going to be a Final Four for the next 30 years, I think they probably would have put Florida State in because they don't want to have to worry about that coming up to bite them in the ass in the future, where they're like, oh, clearly this one team that's on like a 9-game winning streak and demolishing teams is better than the team that's undefeated and won their Power 5 conference, which, by the way, crazy that there's Power 5, there's 5 conferences, there's 4 spots
Correct.
in the college football playoff.
Well, that happened when they fucking did the whole thing and all these conference. They're the dumbest. The commissioners are so stupid and they just kill themselves every single way. It's absolute bullshit because you're basically saying that the season does not matter and what you do to get there. They're just going to go with, who we like right now. Florida State going 13-0. Beating a Louisville team I know is not great, but they were a top 15 team, and their defense completely shut them down.
Florida State's defense is incredible.
But Florida State, so part of me thinks, like the woke part of me thinks that the college football
change
playoff
the logo.
Yeah, well, part of them doing this right now is also to make it so that there's less complaints. And I know they don't really care about this, but there will be less complaints about the 12-team playoff now that they've had this injustice happen.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be like, well, what was the alternative? You leave a 13-0 Florida State out. Florida State just got screwed by this 4-team playoff from the start to the finish. If you remember back in 2014, the first ever college football playoff, 4-team playoff, Florida State was undefeated, and they were third in the final standings behind Alabama, who had 1 loss, and Oregon, who had 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
That was the game Jameis Rose Bowl lost
Such
to
a
Oregon.
funny fumble by Jameis.
They literally went bookends of getting screwed over by this committee. And the problem is the whole point of the playoff is to get it so that there is a undisputed national champion. If Florida State goes and beats Georgia in their bowl game, which they'll probably get smushed because Georgia's a better team and Florida State doesn't have their quarterback, Jordan Travis. I get it. That will probably happen, but it doesn't matter. If they win that game somehow and they're undefeated at 14-0 and they beat Georgia, how can you say there's an undisputed national champion?
That's what's great is if Florida State happens to beat Georgia, claim that national championship.
Yeah.
Claim it. Just claim it. Just say it. Pull the UCF.
And
there's no rule saying that you can't declare yourself national champion if you're undefeated. That's what I would do. And if you're Florida State, there's probably a good chance that you would have lost in this playoff, but we never know. You can't say for a fact. Jordan Travis said, "I wish I'd broke my leg earlier in this season."
It was so sad.
Which is, or I think you were tweeting something about this, Big Cap, but I was thinking on Friday they would be better off if Florida State just lied about the extent to which Jordan Travis was injured.
Yes.
And said he could come back
To the Aaron Rodgers.
in time for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, that would have put them up against a wall on
Yeah.
the playoff committee because they'd be like, oh, shit, how do we figure out exactly how injured this guy is?
He might be back. The problem that, and again, I want it very clear, I'm excited to watch these games because I do think that, you know, Bama is better than Florida State as of right now without their quarterback. Again, the joy I'm going to get watching these games are going to be great. These are probably the 4 best teams. I'm just saying from a standpoint of playing a season and the games mattering, Florida State got absolutely screwed because the games should matter. And if you beat everyone in front of you on your schedule, and not only that, they beat 2 non-conference SEC teams. So they beat LSU in week 1. They beat Florida at the Swamp. So road games. I know the first game was neutral. You should be rewarded for that. And it's bullshit. And my biggest problem with it is when you play the game of who's power rated better or who's favored, that just basically takes out all the fun in sports. If you go back to just Friday night before the Washington-Oregon game, if you ask the line makers who, like, Oregon was 9.5-point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon would be favored over like everyone in the country. What happened? Washington came out and beat Oregon. If you did the whole who would be favored, then Georgia should be in the playoff. If you ask the line makers right now who would be favored over all 4 playoff teams, it's Georgia. Georgia was favored over Alabama on Saturday by 5.5. Alabama beat them. That's the fun of sport. Sport is supposed to be, hey, we think one team's better than the other, but we don't know. And when we get out there, we find out.
Washington was a 9.5, 10-point underdog against Oregon. Beat them twice again.
Yeah.
Like, the games do matter, and they should matter.
And
I
it
also
just
think
takes out, like, the fun of, like, hey, upsets happen. Random things happen. If we just went off of who we think is better in a power rating, that's all the fun of sport is gone.
I do love the people that are making the argument about, like, the loss that Alabama had. That was the best loss.
Yeah, no, someone
Because
tweeted me, yeah.
You can't say, like, Alabama had the best loss because it was against Texas, but then also say Alabama had the best win because it was over Georgia. And then you can do the circular logic. Somebody tweeted at me, don't you understand that Bama lost to a team who beat Bama in Bama? Great loss by Bama.
Yeah.
Fantastic loss. Bama over Georgia is a better win than Texas over Bama, making Texas over Bama a better win than Bama over Georgia.
Yeah.
You can do the circular logic, and if you go through that, then you'll just end up being like, well, Oklahoma is actually the best team in the country.
Yeah, no, someone straight up said to me that Bama should be in over Texas when that debate was going on because people thought maybe Florida State was guaranteed in because Bama's loss was better because Texas lost to Oklahoma, who has 2 losses.
Yeah, it was a fantastic.
Bama lost to Texas, who only has 1 loss.
Fantastic loss, but Bama with the loss of the year.
I am happy at least that the committee did rank Texas over Alabama because it did show, hey, games do actually matter. But yeah, it just sucks because Florida State, like, I don't think that they were one of the 4 best teams without Jordan Travis, but like you won all your games.
They should
won all your games.
But to your point, wasn't Bama's loss to Texas only good because Texas beat Bama?
Yeah,
because Texas was a better team than
Oklahoma.
Bama, and that
Oklahoma's beat Texas. Oklahoma's a worse team than Texas.
You're going to drive yourself,
even though Oklahoma beat Texas.
Yes,
yeah,
you're going to drive yourself insane if you think of all these different scenarios.
Yeah,
the irony is that the college football playoff was delayed in terms of moving to 12 years by the Alliance.
Yeah.
And the Alliance...
No, they're all idiots.
The Alliance had the ACC in it, and it ended up fucking them over at the end because we should have been in the 12-team playoff this year.
I'm happy that, like, the committee gets roasted. I'm happy that the commissioners get roasted because they're all a bunch of morons how they've dealt with all of this stuff. And this is what we get. We get a 13-0 Florida State team not in the playoff, and it sucks. It was funny, though. They did a Zoom meeting for, I don't know what bowl it is. It might be the Peach Bowl. Or maybe the Orange Bowl, but it was just a Zoom meeting of Mike Norvell and Kirby Smart.
Yeah, it was Orange Bowl.
They looked so miserable.
Looking furious.
So miserable. And I want to talk about the games real quick, too. Kirby Smart, like, I don't know what happened, but he just resorted back to, like, scared of Bama Kirby Smart. That play calling in the first half where Georgia went down the field in the first drive, throwing the ball and dicing them up, and then they just kind of turtled offensively. And I actually think it's going to be a hot take, and Georgia fans not going to be mad. Memes, you can rate my take. I think that Brock Bowers actually hurt Georgia in that game.
They were trying to force it to him too much?
They were forcing it to him, and he was clearly not 100%. And they have, it's Georgia. They have guys behind Brock Bowers. I know that Brock Bowers is incredible, but when Brock Bowers is at 75%, put in the guys that can get crazy separation, put in the guys that can stretch the field. They were able to do that at times against Bama, and then they were just had possessions where they were running the ball and trying to force it to Brock Bowers, and he couldn't make the same explosive plays that we've seen him be able to make.
You also had Ladd McConkey get dinged up. He was playing at about
again. Just put in the
You can't replace Ladd.
But Bama, I give all the credit in the world to. Nick Saban, best coaching job he's ever had. Tommy Rees gets a ton of credit because what that offense has changed into from that Texas game.
Jalen Milroe has gotten so much better this year.
It's incredible, and they're able to do so many dynamic things, and they're clicking at the right time. And this is. I'll say this: the Florida State debacle aside, this is the first time I feel like we have a college football playoff where all 4 teams can win the title. And it's not like a leap of imagination. It is 4 teams that are so fucking good, and they all kind of do stuff. I don't really know how Michigan's offense is going to match up against Bama because Michigan's offense isn't that explosive. But I also think Michigan's defense is better than what Bama has faced. Texas defense is phenomenal. Their secondary is a little weak. Washington can pass the ball. It's going to be a great matchup everywhere.
Oh, it's awesome. There's 4 very different styles of play, 4 parts of the country represented, which is awesome, and 4 different colors.
Yeah,
which is cool.
New colors.
You got the crimson, you got the orange, you got the purple, and you got the blue.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a very visually appealing Final Four for college football. I'm excited for the games. Also, I think that the committee, it was a couple of things. They don't have to deal with the repercussions and the precedent that they set by fucking over Florida State. And also, they don't have to deal with hundreds of thousands of very pissed off SEC fans that want to burn all their houses down.
And I get it. You can't, it would have been weird if the SEC got left out. It sucks. But this also was a down-ish year for the SEC.
And we wouldn't even be having that conversation if Auburn
that was what I was saying.
Had just not rushed 2 players and put a third as a fucking spy.
It's so crazy that we're Bama is playing the best ball. They were so close to losing. I know rivalry games are always different throughout the record books, all that shit. But they were that close to losing that game.
Yeah.
So to say that they're killing everyone right now is just not actually correct.
It's not true. They should have lost to Auburn, but they didn't. Now if Bama had lost to Auburn, Bama against Georgia, Bama beats Georgia, do you think they put in Georgia over FSU?
If Bama – wait, say it again?
So if Bama had lost to Auburn, it would still be Alabama in the SEC championship game against Georgia.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Do you think Georgia, if they had lost to Bama –
maybe.
After Bama
Ohio State.
Maybe Ohio State gets in.
I was hoping that Ryan Day got in the mix just trying to plead his case because Ohio State wasn't even mentioned in a hypothetical.
Yeah.
It was never even said. Also, I know the votes they still have to be submitted, but we're looking in a good spot with Jaden Daniels.
It's pretty good.
Bo Nix, I felt bad for Bo Nix. He at the end of the day, he had a pretty good press conference after where he's like, all I ever want to do is play college football. I want to take my team to a national title. It was a perfect ending for me and Bo Nix because Bo Nix's very first game in college football, I remember vividly, I bet Oregon against Auburn, and he made incredible Bo Nix pull plays out of his ass to beat me. And then his last game in college football, I had a future on Oregon. I was like, Bo Nix again. He got me. I watched his whole career, and he got me.
I was a believer in that first game against Oregon. I remember watching that in a bar, and I was like, Bo Nix just sounds like a Heisman guy.
Yeah.
Good news is he's got 2 more years of eligibility, so he'll be
but
transfer twice more.
It was crazy because there was a lot of people who watched Friday night, and unfortunately, I think the public who tunes in, I'm not gonna say casually, but some casual fans who tune into college football are very much like Heisman voters because I got a lot of people saying Michael Penix should be the Heisman after Friday night. Just completely erasing the fact that the last month Washington has struggled and barely gotten by, which Washington, their defense has gotten so much better as the season's gone along, and they are absolutely in it to win the whole thing. But it was just funny watching people be watch one game and be like, Penix is a Heisman.
You can also say that Penix is an awesome quarterback, and he's very good.
He's really
good. His story is incredible.
He'll be in New York.
ACLs.
Yeah.
And, he's definitely a top 5 guy. But then you watch Jaden Daniels play, and you're like, holy fuck, this guy is clearly the best player in college football.
No, he'll be in New York for sure. But yeah, it was a great weekend of college football. It was also really, really funny just watching, we had, Texas just kill Oklahoma State, a great SEC championship game, and then on Saturday night, it was just two games that were painful to watch in Michigan, Iowa, and Florida State, Louisville.
I kept thinking Iowa was going to cross midfield.
They did once, and they fumbled.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Iowa was going to, like you said, you like that they pissed people off. I've been hoping for the longest time, since before that Minnesota game, that Iowa was going to somehow win the Big Ten championship and force their way into the college football playoff just to piss off the most amount of people. I was hoping for an upset.
But they have 2 losses.
They got 2 losses now because of the Minnesota loss. But, it was a bad game on all accounts. It was painful to watch because you kept hoping, thinking something's going to happen. Something interesting is going to happen in this game. Nothing did.
It was just the Iowa defense playing their balls off, keeping I bet Michigan, and it was the hardest I've ever had to have a team cover that was so much better than the other team because it was so hard for Michigan to score.
I just wanted one touchdown from Iowa. That would have done it for me. Just one touchdown would have been nice. I think I might go Texas. I think I might be leaning Texas here.
I'm worried about their secondary against that Washington offense because that Washington offense is so good. But yeah, I think we might get a rematch. I think we might get Texas-Alabama.
That would be amazing.
That was tough. Michigan's reaction to Alabama.
Yep, that tells you what you need to know.
They should not have had that. Someone, I think it was a journalist in there. It was Adam Rittenberg, who works for maybe the Big Ten Network. They shouldn't have allowed anyone in there to tape it. In a twist of fate, Michigan should have made sure that no one could illegally tape them.
Well, what they should have done is they should have recorded one announcement where they play against Alabama and then one where they play against Florida State, gotten the reactions, and then been like, oh, okay, yeah, they're going to play Alabama.
Yeah. So
also, it was fucked up that they had Florida State on camera finding out the news.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
And I do think if you're a Florida State fan, you have every right to be pissed off. You got fucked.
No, yeah, you got fucked. You're 13-0. You can't do anything more than that. You're a Power 5 school, and people start throwing out Liberty and UCF. We're talking Power 5 schools.
Liberty had the last in terms of strength of schedule. They had the weakest strength of schedule of their opponents.
But people like to do that where they're like, what about Liberty?
But
they're undefeated.
The last.
Yeah.
Last place.
And guess what? In the 12-team playoff, Liberty would be in.
And you know what?
Which would be great.
In the 12-team playoff, people are saying, well, you're just going to have this debate times 10 when it comes to the 12-team playoff. No, because here's what you say. You should have won more games.
Right. And we're going to be – the difference is we're never going to be debating an undefeated team being left out. We're going to be debating a 3-loss team versus a 2-loss team.
Yep.
And that you can swallow a lot better than anything else. And there's going to be a lot of those debates will be head-to-head. We'll be able to decide it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm excited for bowl season. I'm going to bet every single bowl. That's a fact. I love bowl season. I love bowl season.
If anybody out there is on the Armed Forces Bowl Committee, I'd love to be involved in the flyover.
Ooh.
JMU, Air Force, let me
You're
know.
Get in there?
I'll put aside my fear.
High up there.
I know. I lost out on my flyover back in April when I had to close on the house, or May. So I just letting you know. I'll identify every plane.
And we get Toledo. We get our guy Jason Candle.
Shout
Toledo
out
versus
Arizona
Wyoming.
Bowl.
Arizona Bowl is going to be sick.
Wyoming looking for revenge after last year's heartbreaking overtime loss.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So bowl season, nothing like it. And Florida State fans, we stand with you in being upset. But just if you make a T-shirt saying your national title, national champions, PFT and I will wear it on a show.
Yeah, claim the fuck out.
Send
of
us some T-shirts saying that you're national champions. We will wear it, and we will. And you got to do it right now.
Yeah,
because if you get smushed by Georgia, there's gonna be a lot of see. So do it right now. This is your 3 weeks to just enjoy the fuck out of this.
Also, same two things can be true at the same time. One, Florida State should have gotten in. Two, I'm kind of glad it's Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
As a college football watcher,
it's okay to have two thoughts in your head at once.
But you did get fucked.
You got fucked, but I'm happy because it is probably the 4 best teams. Yeah, it's fair to say. Okay, let's finish up. Row back. Use promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com, the best clothes out there. We love Rowback. We wear it nonstop. I'm wearing the joggers all the time. Rowback.com, promo code TAKE. My throwback question is, Hank, who's back of the week?
My who's back. I'm shocked we did all this college football talk without talking about this. The halftime Dr. Pepper challenge.
Yeah.
Back this weekend. Best part about college football championship weekend.
I love the refs.
The refs are great.
They suck.
We had one guy actually throwing normally, which I respected, and then we had a triple overtime or a double overtime.
Triple
overtime. Gavin and Ryan. A little bit of controversy, I guess, in the first overtime. They counted 6 for Ryan when it should have been 5, so Gavin should have won. He ended up losing. It was, the Dr. Pepper challenges are always great, but this was first triple overtime I've seen. Always electric, and it's exciting.
My favorite was the dude that's going to community college, and he got $100,000.
Yeah,
for community college. That dude is going to buy so many cigarettes.
It is great. A little dystopian, but it's great.
Oh, extremely.
That's what's fun about it.
Here's how you get
dystopian part.
Here's how you get to survive in your 20s
Yeah.
without being up to your nutsack in debt. You have to throw footballs into a giant Dr. Pepper.
College costs
Chest pass.
Costs so much. We're gonna wheel you out here, and you got to win your freedom.
Tell me how much you love this fucking soft drink.
But that's why the Gavin got robbed, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, but they
That's
paid
tough.
him, right?
Did
I think
they?
they rectified.
They did.
It. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
they both
They paid
got
them both
100
out.
That's good.
Yeah.
They could do that for everyone.
Yeah.
for
Oh.
everyone in America.
Sounding like Bernie Sanders over here, Hank. We just get a light bulb off in your head?
I do. I've always been a Bernie guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also going to guarantee that we're gonna, whoever wants to advertise with us, we're gonna do this next year, the week leading up in this office. We're gonna have a huge challenge, and maybe we'll find a way to make it as dystopian.
Yeah.
Someone wins, like we'll get them out of debt or something.
We'll pay for if you have any healthcare bills.
Yeah, but it will be great. We're gonna and should
Max.
we ban the chest pass?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, I'm 100% in on that. 100%. Okay, they should just move it back. That would ban the chest pass.
Yeah. If it was 20 yards.
Yeah. PFT or who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is also related to college football. My who's back is mouthpieces.
Yes.
Mouthpieces are back. We've been discussing mouthpieces a little bit on this show, all the new trends and how people are just wearing their mouthpieces on their face mask, not putting them in. They flop around. The Bills receivers are leading the league in that. I remain convinced that the mouthpieces, if they're hanging that far down, they get into your field of vision at some point.
Yep.
Whatever. This is my most old man yells at cloud take. I'm sounding like Colin Cowherd, but I think I am actually right about this one. It reached a new level this weekend in the Georgia game, Georgia-Alabama. Anthony Evans, I think he's a freshman. He's a punt returner for Georgia. He was wearing not one, not two, but 3 mouthpieces at once on his person. Look at this big cat. He's got a red one in his mouth right here, red one in his mouth,
I saw this guy.
yellow
yeah.
one hanging down, and then he has a third mouthpiece that's jammed into his left ear hole
Oh, I love it.
on his helmet.
I love it.
So,
He's accessorized.
I hate the 2 mouthpiece look when you've just got 2 mouthpieces dangling just randomly. I kind of love 3 mouthpieces. I want to see like as many mouthpieces you can fit on a person's helmet.
Fully accessorized.
Yeah, get every hole plugged up with a mouthpiece.
I love it. Yeah, mouthpieces are becoming a thing.
But if there's 2, Congress needs to step in. Tommy Tuberville would absolutely do something about this.
oh, without a doubt.
No, you can't do 2. You can do 3 or more. You can do 1, 0, or 3 or more. That's my ruling.
All right, my who's back of the week is LeBron because he got into it with Ime Udoka.
This is great.
We got the actual audio of it. LeBron or Ime Udoka told him to stop bitching, and LeBron said, "Nah, that bitch word ain't cool. Don't use it so loosely." And Udoka said, "What are you gonna do about what I said? Walking over here like you're gonna do something, soft ass boy." Fucking ruled. And Ime Udoka kind of like looked him up and down, like, "What are you gonna do?"
I think Ime Udoka would. He stands.
Didn't he get like hit by a car when he was a kid?
Did he? I don't know.
No, you think about Kelly Oubre.
No, no, that never happened.
You can say anything about soft ass boy?
What?
What?
Soft ass boy?
What about soft ass boy? Why are you saying soft ass boy?
That was the quote. One of them.
There's a huge difference between soft ass boy and
Sounds
little
like you have
boy
it in
ass play.
Yeah, Max.
Soft
come
ass?
on.
Is he saying he has a soft ass?
No, he's saying his ass is soft.
What?
Your
Soft
a-
ass.
like your ass is soft.
Soft ass.
You
Soft
said
ass boy.
you said little boy ass play.
It was the same thing.
No.
No.
It was,
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
No.
The FBI will show up to your house for one or two.
It
of
was
those things.
described. The ass
Yeah.
is just an accessory to
You're thinking
to the sentence.
You're thinking a lot about like little asses.
You're the one who was thinking about little
There's
asses.
a big difference between a soft ass and a little boy ass play.
Correct, Hank.
But
yes.
they were both used
Ass
in the same
play
manner.
and soft ass.
Yeah, I think we can all.
Worst case scenario for soft ass is just like, your little
But I'm
marshmallow
just
ass.
saying-
Worst case scenario for little boy ass play is a lot worse.
I'd say every case for little boy ass play.
Little boy ass
But you
play.
understand that it was used in the same manner.
No, soft.
No.
Listen, soft
No.
asses can be good sometimes.
Little boy ass play is never.
I got
never,
the
never the play.
Ime Udoka thing, by the way. He is a badass. So when he was 4 years old, I'm reading this from a Ringer article. He was getting dropped off by his bus for school, and Ime knew he should wait for the bus to pull out before he crossed Denver Street, which was always so busy. But the bus driver smiled assuredly and waved him across. Even at 4, Udoka felt a sense of trepidation. He peeked out, saw nothing, then took a step. The van driving by in the lane adjacent to the bus didn't see the boy until it was too late. Udoka was clipped in the forehead and sent careening back onto the concrete, where the back of his head squashed like a soft pumpkin.
Oh
He
fuck!
lay in the street, blood flowing in a daze. This is when he was 4.
Soft ass head.
Yeah, Ime Udoka, I would like to see
I
that
kind of like
fight.
getting some soft.
I would like
head
to see.
sometimes.
I would like to see that fight though. It was funny though that LeBron really gets in his dad shit sometimes.
Yeah, hey,
he's like,
right-
don't talk to me. I'm a father of 3.
He's still rattled from the woman from Golden State.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
How's it feel to be a pussy ass bitch?
yeah. Hey, who said that? Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, remember when he's like, don't talk to me like that. I'm a father of 3.
But you know what?
Oh, I'd make the joke, father of 3.
It makes a difference who's saying things to LeBron, because he will be language police on you all day long if he is intimidated by you.
Yeah,
But if you're Dylan Brooks, you can say like 10 times worse things to LeBron.
and he's just laughing in your
and they'll
face.
just laugh at your face. The fact that Ime got in his head about this tells me Ime is mentally alphaing him.
Don't like that word, bitch. Okay, Jake, finish us off.
My Who's Back of the Week is Old Takes Exposed. We got it on the Part of My Take account this week from a blog that I wrote reporting Andy Staples' comments titled, Texas football will once again disappoint in 2023.
Oh, so we didn't get Old Take exposed.
Well, I reported it, but it was Andy Staples.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Not throw
Andy
him under
did.
the bus,
Andy's a
but-
fucking moron.
No, throw him under the bus.
No, Andy's an idiot.
And also, future Old Takes Exposed, PFT, your coach who left for Indiana, Kurt Signetti, he went to the Indiana basketball game.
Yeah.
And he said, Purdue sucks, so does Michigan and Ohio State.
Yep. Listen,
That won't backfire.
No, I respect his ambition. I love his passion.
Yeah.
I love his passion.
Good try.
But that's very clearly a guy with his first Power 5 job, going out trying to say all the right things. I guarantee you right now he's looking back on that like, well, I mean, there's also a good chance that Ohio State and Michigan just don't care. that he said
I was talking to Ebo, who we work with, who went to JMU, and I was like, welcome to big time college football, because now you're in the spot as a JMU fan where you're rooting for your awesome coach to fail so he comes back.
Oh, I'm thinking like the other way around. I want him to succeed. A lot of people at JMU are pissed that we lost him.
But he'll come back though. If he in 3 years doesn't do anything in Indiana, he'll come back and it will be awesome for you.
You have to be realistic. JMU is a stepping stone job right now. We're a very good Group of 5 school, one of the best Group of 5 schools. But if you're going to have great success there, you're going to get Power 5 schools that want to poach your coach. They can pay way more than we can pay. So just accept it.
Yeah.
Be like, this is a great job to have if you want to get an elite job next.
Yeah.
Also, he was on Big Ten Network from Lucas Oil, and he said, I figure I should make this trip up here since we'll be playing in this game next year.
Yeah.
I kind of love it.
He's a moron.
Yeah, he should not have
that's
said that.
stupid.
He should come back.
No more divisions, though, right?
Yeah, but all you got to do is
listen.
say we're going to beat Purdue and then just be good with that.
Kurt Signetti, like, I think what we've learned in the past 4 days is that you're not ready for that job yet.
Yeah.
Just come on back. Come home.
Exactly.
Come home.
That's what I'm saying. You just got to root for him to come back.
Just come home.
All right. Good show, boys. Covered everything. Let's finish it off with some numbers. I'll go 71.
18.
20.
8.
Shane? 10.
What'd you say, Hank?
Memes.
I have 3.
Pug's got 10. No, wait.
What's Pug have?
Shane's got
Pug
10.
only gets 10. Or Shane's got 10.
18.
Somebody has 10.
What's yours, Hank?
What number?
7.
Pug has 28, he said.
28?
Partofmyballs.com.
44. 44.
Hank, were you enjoying that body armor today?
44.
Yeah, it was.
Interesting.
We pissed in it.
I
No,
didn't.
but I did put it in my butthole.
No, you didn't.
We'll roll the tape for him tomorrow.
Also,
I mean, if you did that, that's bad for you.
No, that would actually, I would say, like, you should. We don't have HR anymore, but you should hire new HR and then complain.
Yeah, like that will be bad.
Yeah, no, that would be bad.
a big
That would be over the line.
I accomplished everything I wanted to with making Hank like maybe 10% think that he just drank out of my
You
butthole.
taste a little butthole in your mouth?
No.
But
Just a tiny bit?
I didn't do it.
Also, I pooped my pants a little bit yesterday.
Nice.
also check out Surviving Barstool tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surviving Barstool. How can they watch it, Jake?
Barstool.tv.
So yeah, Dave announced it on Friday. We're gonna do $9.99 for the rest of the season. There's 7 more episodes. We got kicked off YouTube. It sucks. I understand that asking people for money always sucks, and if you don't want to pay for it, totally understand. You don't want to pay for it. That's cool. But it's $9.99 for the next 7 episodes. Once the finale airs, you can get it for free at Barstool on Barstool TV. So if you don't want to pay for it, if you're like, this is bullshit, I don't want to pay for it, totally understand. You can get it for free afterwards. If you want to watch it live, I think it's very much worth it. It's an incredible 7 episodes that are coming up. It's $9.99, not a huge price, but yeah, anyone who supports us, we love you.
Barstool.tv /on-demand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slash.
We'll tweet it out.
Not backslash.
Yeah.
Slash.
I'm pretty sure it's on like all Roku TVs too.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah,
we appreciate everybody that bought Black Friday merchandise that was in the Cyber Monday that got
Yes.
20% off. And yeah, like asking you for money, we understand it. But as Big Cat said, in my opinion, it's worth it if you want to pay for it. If you don't want to pay for it, it'll be there. And tonight's episode should be wild.
All right, let's do one more number, though. That was too much time in between numbers.
And I love you guys.
This counts official.
40.
18.
71.
20.
8.
So Hank's the only one that changed.
You went to 40? What did you got, 10? What are yours, Pug?
Pug 28.
Pug 99.
Pug 99.
So
What was
Evan and
yours?
Hank changed.
What was yours, PFT?
8. 31.
31. I know it looked like 81. 31. 31.
What was it?
31.
Oh, that's our first repeat in the new machine.
Wow.
Love you guys.